Yay!
Hello there.
Woo! What up?
Welcome to Saturday Hanging with Drew. A show about nothing but what we love.
Works for me, man.
How you been?
I've been all right, Drew. Thanks for having me on. I know we've done a stream before with Chad, but it's nice to kind of get some more one-on-one time with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I got to hear you with Michael on replay the other day. That was a really good conversation.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I had no idea it was going to happen. He just Tom popped out, and I was like, well, let's see if he wants to tap in another, and he was nice enough to have me on. So Michael's always fun to talk to.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I got the after our stream last Saturday. Just he and I sat on and talked for a little while, and great conversation. He's so interesting to talk to. So anyway, yeah. So what have you been up to?
I've just been trying to make this channel happen, man. Dropped a new video this week. And that's it's doing all right for my modest subscriber count and everything, but it's nice to be back in the swing. I had to take a kind of a month off. I don't know, just kind of got punched in the face with some stuff, and
Been there.
yeah. So new ones out, and I've got another script on the way, so hopefully get another one out, produce video. I hope before the end of the month, but we'll see. That one's I still kind of have to figure out how much on camera is going to happen. So yeah, script's not even done yet.
I get that. I debated whether or not to, when I started streaming, to put my face on camera, but then I was meeting everyone at Joe Fest and everything. So, oops, sorry. Phone was ringing. But anyway, yeah. ADD just then when the phone rang.
That's all right, man.
But yeah, I realized that I wasn't even subscribed to you till today. I went to look your channel and was like, wait a minute, I'm not even subscribed. So I rectified that, but I got to watch this video you were talking about. I started it, but then I needed to get things done, so I haven't been able to really watch it. I know it's about Star Wars collecting or something.
Yeah. I got hit with a little rabbit hole that was induced by a poster. It's a goofy one, man. Yeah, you'll see it if you watch it. But yeah, I appreciate you subscribing, and I've done the same to you. So I love live streams, man. I think when I was on the other side of the screen, even a few months ago, live streams are what I occupy most of my time with. It's fun. Yeah, man, just to kind of break the silence of your inner thoughts, and even if you're not in the room with people, it kind of feels like you got friends around. So
absolutely cool. Absolutely. And when you get to meet the faces of the people like George Aiken here in the chat,
yeah,
when you go to a convention or a meetup or something and they're there, it's really cool to meet them. I've been to Joe Fest 3 times now, and sorry, I'm getting text.
You're good.
Okay. Anyway, 3 times now, and I've gotten to meet more and more people each time I've come. Obviously, Bobby, Tony, Michael, I had met before. Ryan, Laserpants, I've Scuba Pete, Jeff Barker, all these great people. Sal, who will be on a little bit later, hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been very exciting. So
I'd really like
a confession to make, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, not a confession. I already had a confession. I hadn't subscribed to you. I have a theory that I'm probably wrong about, but you sound so much like Neon off of Clownfish TV.
That's funny. Yeah, no, I'm not him.
Yeah, y'all have a very similar voice. I was like, wait a minute, is this the same guy?
That's funny. No, I mean, eventually I'm going to make it out to Joe Fest, and people like yourself, I will be like, hey, this is me.
Yeah.
I won't show up to the convention with my shock trooper helmet.
That's kind of the way it was with Sal back when he used to not show his face.
Yeah.
When I got to finally see him at Joe Fest, I was like, Sal, because you, like yourself, you have a distinct voice. He has a distinct voice too. So when you hear him, you know it's him straight
Right.
up. Jeff Morris in the house. Welcome, Jeff.
What up, Jeff?
Yeah, we streamed. You were in the chat last weekend, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we had such a good time chatting and everything, and it has been to this day the highest viewed stream I've had. So
Yeah, you had a good cast and crew on that one. I think
yeah,
I even commented Scuba Pete freaking killed it on his pickups. Everything he was bringing on screen, I was like, "Dang it, dude."
Scuba Pete, have you seen his new tour video?
No, I've got it on my list. I was catching I watched Tony's this morning. He's also on my list. I need to see that too.
Yeah, I watched that one this morning too. I watched the Big Ben video
Yeah.
yesterday actually, because I'm a Patreon
Yeah.
subscriber. So he showed it 24 hours early. You are gonna love it. It's the perfect documentary, especially from his viewpoint as a SAS. So yeah, what's this? George Aiken, Scuba is with Leslie tonight. It's her birthday. Yes, happy birthday to Leslie, Mrs. Scuba.
Yes, happy
it is her
birthday.
birthday today.
Yeah,
well,
no, I did see the Big Ben video. I just got to catch up on Scuba's tour.
Yeah, Scuba's tour. Yeah, I meant to go back to that. Sorry.
That's all right.
I was gonna say it anyway. Of course, everyone in the chat knows, but if anyone's listening that's not familiar, on Chasing 80s Toys, Scuba Pete has a part 3 of his room tour, and he has some of the coolest stuff in there, and the lighting in that, superb.
Yeah.
Hello. So yeah, this show, I don't really have much to talk about today. I figured we kind of just talk about things that pop up and kind of lead the conversation. It went so well last week. I thought I'd do it again this week.
Yeah.
I had some free time. The wife's out of town right now till later today, so just want to talk.
Nice.
But first, I like to. Do you show off anything? Like, can you show on your camera what, like, if you got picked up anything this week or?
Oh, I don't have any pickups this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, I got a few things. I got some. Are you a Transformers collector?
I have some Transformers Armada, but that's about the extent of it.
Oh, the old school ones or the new ones?
Old school, yeah.
Okay, they're re-releasing them with the like legacy style, which is like this.
Yeah.
This is G2 Jazz.
Sweet.
I picked them up at Walmart the other day. So, I also got 2 other G2 Universe I haven't even opened.
Nice.
Mirage and Laser Cycle.
Cool.
And yeah, I didn't get a lot this week. I got more than I thought I would, but and then the War for Cybertron Cliff Jumper.
Nice.
Pretty cool figure.
What's your definitive Transformers? Like where are you most familiar or collective?
I grew up on G1, but okay. I have a pretty much love for all of them, all the different iterations. I have, like you can see way back in there, all kinds of stuff. But most of my collection is either G1 or G1 related.
Okay.
So, yeah. Good to have you, Eric. But yeah, down below, you can't see it. I got to do another room tour. I've changed this place so many times. So I'll do another room tour and show off. I try to keep everything together, but I have a Armada, that whole Unicron trilogy.
Nice
section. Not a lot in it, but good amount. I'm loving the new stuff. Here, if you're an Armada fan, I'll show you the difference. Hold on.
Yeah, let's see. We now observe the wild Drew in his natural habitat amongst the toys.
I'm gonna knock some stuff down on that. Oh, I didn't. Good. I just grabbed a bunch.
Nice.
That's what we're here for. Talk toys. And not necessarily just toys. Pop culture in general. Movies, comics, shows. Okay, so recently
Oh,
picked up this guy.
badass.
That's the new version. So very cool figure.
Do those come with the mini cons too?
These did not, but
Okay.
they are like I was about to show you. This is the original with the minicon.
Yep.
Now, the new one did not come with it. It's a little bit smaller. I put this one in vehicle mode to pose with it.
Yeah.
But they have the version that looks like Hot Rod
Oh, yeah.
that's gonna come with this.
Oh, cool.
So it'll come with this, and you can like take it off and put it with this one if you want.
Okay.
So,
How different are the transformations? Or do those not transform?
no, they transform.
Okay.
They're it's a little different. I mean, they try to keep the style where you can like do the gun,
Yeah.
but you have to do it by hand. It doesn't flip up like it's not a gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
You just pose it that way. You
Yeah.
can put the visor down.
Nice. Yeah, see, because on the old Armada toy, something that would drive me nuts is in the show, Megatron would lift his like chest up, and then
Mhm.
he would rotate the top of the cannon in front of himself, and he would do this like massive rotating spin gun. On the old
Oh, okay.
toy, it was like stuck stationary, and you couldn't even wrap the cannon around underneath his arm.
Oh, okay. I got to rewatch that show. I have it on my Plex.
Yeah.
Every time I get to about third episode and I get distracted and leave there.
Yeah, it
Um,
doesn't it honestly I've been trying to get through the whole thing over the course of the last year, and it's like really tough.
yeah. The older you get, the more you're like, yeah. Let's see. Let me get to the chat a little bit. Awesome, Wild True. Oh,
I did a narration while you were getting the toys.
yeah. Did you see me pop up like an animal grazing?
Oh no, I missed it.
I've seen a Drew tour. It would take a week to go through. Yes, I do have tour videos on there, so you could actually see my Transformers collection on that. But I want to do a new one. Eric says thank you, and yeah, G1 my tops, but I collect pretty much all Transformers, including Beast Wars. Yeah, I don't have many Beast Wars except for the re-releases and the new Legacy ones. I have what side would it be? This side of the right there is a bunch of the new Beast Wars. They look so good, so I had to get those. But at the time, I was teenager when Beast Wars was out. I didn't really, other than Star Wars, I didn't really buy toys in my teens.
Yeah, my friend growing up had Cheetor, and I'll always remember seeing that thing going, "What the heck is this?" But yeah, I somehow never watched Beast Wars. I think it was on at a time where it was like, do your homework, or I would miss it somehow.
Yeah, I refused to watch it because it wasn't G1.
Yeah.
Now I regret that because it was really good, but I've gone back and watched it a couple of times. Really good show.
Nice.
Graphics are hard to watch at this time, but the show itself is good story. There's the Megatron.
Sweet.
So a lot smaller than the Optimus, unfortunately, but
That's how the main line was too, because that super mega or that super Optimus was huge.
right. And then Armada.
Nice. Starscream. Awesome.
Starscream. Thank you. Yeah, I have a Armada Starscream original, but he's missing the wings. I got him in Thundercracker, I believe.
Okay.
So,
have they done Sideways yet? He was my favorite from Armada.
No, I'm gonna try that again. Can't talk. They have the original, obviously, but
yeah,
not the not a new one yet.
Okay.
Which Sideways was the motorcycle in the Armada, right?
Yep, and he had the two different mini cons that would make him either an Autobot or a Decepticon.
I feel like they could like rework this one and make it a Sideways.
Yeah, I would just wonder if they would include the two different heads, like how they would do that.
They have in Legacy's line had alternate heads for a couple of the figures.
Okay.
So it is a possibility. George Aiken says, I collect Palatoy Action Force and Vintage Collection Star Wars. Yeah. I only collect the Valiverse Action Force, obviously. And I've never gotten into the Palatoy versions, being here in Georgia. But Vintage Collection Star Wars. Did you happen to watch the episode with Scuba on that I got the lot of Star Wars figures?
Yeah, I did see that one. That was a couple weeks back, right?
It's been a couple months now.
Okay, yeah, my
Episode
timelines. Yeah,
6,
I do remember seeing that.
That was a blessing. I mean, that's
yeah.
what I got in that haul for what I paid was pretty awesome. So now I gotta say I'm a Star Wars vintage collector.
Yeah, so. There you go. Remind me what was in that.
14 of the 17 last figures. Ewok Village. The what else did I get? Had a Return of the Jedi, Millennium Falcon, couple of X-Wings, AT-AT, ATST, the Dagobah hut, Yoda's house in Dagobah.
Nice.
But I gave that to Tony recently at Joe Fest, so he could do a video. And other stuff.
That's
Jabba
awesome.
stuff. Yeah, it was a lot of stuff. There's still a lot to get, but we'll eventually get there. So Teabaggin says, I don't collect Transformers anymore, but if the video game ones from the Fall of Cybertron series actually release, I'm all in on those. They had I showed off the War. I think it's War for Cybertron ones. So Teabaggins, they've got this one, Bumblebee. Hold on, I can look. No, I can't. Somewhere down there. I'm sorry, I don't think I can see. Oh, Optimus Prime and Megatron 2. I think that's it so far. So, anyway.
The one thing that was funny about when the Michael Bay Transformers movies finally came out was that, they actually had Peter Cullen as Optimus. And in the Armada series, it wasn't Peter Cullen. But when that beginning of the movie starts and he's talking, I was like, man, this voice, I know it. And I, being a dumb kid, I thought it was the original voice. But it turns out that, Peter Cullen was the promo narrator for Toonami. So he did all of the show introductions and all of the like bumpers in between commercial breaks. And so when I finally figured that out, I was like, oh, that's cool. That this guy was everywhere. He even did the 90s Star Wars tapes for the read-along books too. Another thing I didn't realize until I got older. I was like, yeah, this guy was everywhere.
I know he narrated the beginning of Voltron.
Yep.
The opening to Voltron, and he was one of the actors or one of the characters in Dino Riders. I know that.
Yeah.
And there's a few other things. Chad,
Chad, what up, buddy?
Suckers. Did Chad? I sent you a message earlier. See if you wanted to come on, but you have yet to respond.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's see. It's two baggins. That live was nuts. My mom kept asking why I was gasping, and I had to explain the vintage line there. Oh, the Star Wars. Yes. George Aiken says the Palatoy Death Star. I would love to have that one. That thing looks cool, and I believe it was in Scuba's video. He shows it off. It looks amazing. So, what is it? What are your things that you like to collect? I know Star Wars, obviously, but
Yep. Yeah, I do the 3 3/4 stuff. So vintage collection, but it's mostly the backlog of characters. Every now and again, if there's a character that's just like wildly expensive from the original, I'll snag the vintage collection re-release. But I try not to do that too often because a lot of the photo real faces, some of them are okay. I feel like in cases of Leia, it tends to be a benefit. But a lot of the Luke re-releases have looked very strange. I remember seeing that Bespin Luke hanging on pegs when I was working at Target, and I was like, "Why does he look like a dog?"
Now, are you talking about Black Series or retro?
Vintage collection.
Vintage.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I had some retro collection stuff, not too many. Mostly it was Stan Solo and Pro Customs, but I had to sell a lot of that off at the end of last year. And I'm kicking myself for it because I sold all that before I realized that he had lost all the steel molds for a lot of his original characters.
Oh.
So I'm just like stuck in this. Well, it was nice to have it, but I guess I won't have it again.
Yeah, who knows?
Well,
I didn't think I'd ever have the Star Wars line, and now I got a big chunk of it, at least half of it.
Yeah, I guess never say never. It's just the prices on stuff, even if you can find it. I really wanted his tri logo Stormtrooper Luke and the tri logo pop up lightsaber R2, but I never got around to getting them, and they're gone now.
I want to get the Slave Leia and the Dagobah Luke with the shirt off.
Yeah,
those both look awesome.
Yeah, the Slave Leia looks really great. Have you seen the fan strike back version of that Slave Leia? Oh, it's bad, dude. Do you know about all that?
I know what Michael said, but
Yeah.
that's the extent. I don't really keep up with it.
I've just seen.
I didn't really collect Stan Solo in the first place. Only viewed it through Michael's collection.
Yeah.
But now I might have to get some.
Yeah, I mean, if you can find it cheap, go for it. The trouble is that everything is pretty ridiculous at this point.
Yeah, I saw that. Tony's video, I think, talked about that.
Yep.
He talked about how they were skyrocketing in price. So
yeah, which explains why all the stuff that I sold went so quick, because I had it like moderately priced, and then I was like, oh dang, people are selling this for like 200.
What's up, G-Force?
G-Force, what's going on, man?
So,
but yeah, so Star Wars 3 3/4 figures. I collect a lot of the I don't know if I can't quite say vintage yet. It's not quite that old, but a lot of the old Dragon Ball Z figures. That's a big portion of my collection, mostly because those no assified.
I can't say the same.
Well, the nice thing is Bobby's doing a great job of giving classified collectors options. So I would look at those bodies as just kind of like, hey, fodder for customs. Like that Chris Pratt that you made, that was awesome.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was wanting that, and that head sculpt is just perfect. The one from Guardians of the Galaxy 3 you can pick up at Ollie's sucks.
Oh, really?
It looks horrible.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel like quite a few of those MCU characters, they've had at least 2 to 3 movies to get it right. The only ones that I felt have looked pretty good were the later Doctor Strange, but um, what was it? Multiverse of Madness, Multiverse of Forgettableness.
I never
Um,
watched it.
oh, it's bad, dude. But yeah, that was like that's the only MCU figure that I feel like the face really was pretty good the second time around. But that was when they started doing that
Yeah,
deluxe crap where it's like, okay, we want you to pay $35 for this, and all he comes with is the little
this,
like portal ring.
yeah, which I got with Spot or something from Spider Man.
Yeah.
It came in the box set with Strife.
Hmm.
But yeah, I did. I didn't pick up that one, but I did pick up one of the other ones before the movie came out because I thought it might be good, and then I started hearing the reviews, and I didn't go watch the movie. Honestly, I haven't seen a single Marvel movie since Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Have you watched that? Like, has it aged well for you? Because I really liked it in the theater, and then I went and bought it, and I was like, oh, this is just all member berries.
Um, well, I had problems with it when I was watching it, but I I personally think it's the best out of the three.
I would all, but I would agree with you there too. I'm just not a Tom Holland guy.
Yeah, he's he's not my problem. It's the tone, or not necessarily the tone. I don't mind the tone. It's the I don't know the way they present it is un-Spider Man.
Yeah.
It's I mean these movies are made for kids and adults, not just kids and not just adults. So when you're, I don't know, I just have a problem with putting adult content in a kids movie. It
Mm,
it it makes me feel weird, especially if I'm in a theater with kids.
yeah.
I'm like, oh god, cover your ears.
Well,
Stuff like that bothers me. The the subtle wokeness crap, I hate. Um, I'll overlook a lot of it, but when it gets there, I'm just like, eh. But yeah, Tom Holland doesn't bother me to a point. There's times when he's very eh, and the whole Iron Man thing was way overplayed. It was
mhm,
fun in the beginning, but then after that, it needed to go.
yeah.
So that's my view on it. Sorry.
No,
Go
you're
ahead.
fine. No, you're fine, man. What is your favorite Spider-Man? Do you feel like they've had one that's definitive yet?
Um, mm, no.
No.
I don't. I don't hate any of them. I own them all. I love Spider Man. I love watching them. I felt that Andrew Garfield's Spider Man was really good. His Peter Parker sucked.
Yeah.
Um,
I liked him at the time. I thought he was good.
um, Toby Maguire, he did an okay job. I'm not. I mean, I like the movies. My biggest problem was Kirsten Dunst in those movies. She was not a Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, she was more of a Gwen Stacy in all of those movies than a Mary Jane. She didn't have those qualities that Mary Jane had. What's her name? Shailene Woodley or
Yep.
Woody?
Hmm.
I don't know. She may have been a good Mary Jane if they had pursued that in the Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, I've always been curious about how that would have worked out.
Yeah. You need someone that's one that could be a supermodel.
Right.
It like you can see that. I mean, she's got to be good looking, but she's got to have this kind of attitude of I don't need anyone. I'm carefree. I just want to go have fun and not worry about my problems and, have those mixed emotions the way that Mary Jane has
Right.
before Peter and Spider Man come into her life. So I don't know. I'm a big Spider Man fan. So it's kind of like Batman. I don't feel like we've had the perfect Batman yet either. So um,
Yeah. How did you feel about why can't I remember his name? The most recent The Batman. What'd you think of that?
slow.
Hmm.
He did better than I thought he would, based on the previews and everything that I saw. I didn't like emo Bruce. Still don't. That part of the movie was horrible. Um, but his Batman grew on me.
Yeah.
Um, if the editing had been a little shortened up, I think I would have liked that movie a lot more.
Yeah, this is the first movie I can think of where I would happily welcome a director's cut that shortens that film by about 45 to an hour.
Yeah. Well, Chad's got a comment on it.
There we go.
Addison sucks as Batman, sucks as Wayne. They shouldn't have made that movie.
I mean, I also agree we're getting to a point where I mean, I posted the other day, stop the cape shit, man. It's so oversaturated at this point. We need to lock it up for about 20 years and then maybe think about doing something.
Um, eh, maybe. I sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once, and I don't do that very well. Um, in the ballpark of much like I am with superhero fatigue. I don't think there's superhero fatigue. I think there's bad writing fatigue. You put out a good movie, and everyone will go watch it.
Yeah.
In fact, they're craving it because anytime something does come out they go, oh, this one did great. It's like, yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
People
Well,
wanted to see it.
we find ourselves in this predicament though where I mean I completely agree with you. I don't think there's superhero fatigue. It is bad writing fatigue. The problem is that we've got all these people that have this particular writing quota, agenda, whatever you want to call it, that until that problem seems to be eliminated, I don't think we're ever going to find ourselves going, wow, that was actually, you know, middle or like end 2000s, early 2010s MCU quality writing.
Right. Yeah. And what's the good thing is we have so much in the past that we could go back to. We don't even need really to watch new ones. I mean, even though we want them, like I could go back. I got such a huge catalog of movies and just on physical media alone that I could go back and watch to the day I die and never get tired of them. And TV shows and stuff like that. But the problem occurs with me is that if there's a canon with it, like Star Wars or Star Trek or any of these um, Marvel movies and stuff, you literally have or Doctor Who or stuff like Marvel. You change something here, you've pretty much cut off where you stop watching the movie because you've ruined anything that comes after at
Yeah.
this point, in my eyes. Um, I don't know if you agree with that, but
No,
that's
I'm
kind
right.
of what I
I'm right
felt.
there with I'm right there with you, man. We're speaking the same language for sure. Everything at this point just kind of feels unnecessary.
Right. I mean, they're changing it just for the sake of changing stuff, and and by changing it, you've made it to where I don't want to watch it anymore.
Hmm.
Uh, Doctor Who, I loved Doctor Who, but when they started changing everything, not not because there was a girl doctor, I would have gotten over that in a heartbeat, and just if it was a good story. But you started changing who the first Doctor was and who the lore of it, and rewriting the history, the lore that had already been there to fit your new age thinking. I'm like, I'm out. I don't care if you bring David Tennant back. I'm not watching it. You've ruined the story.
They had some pretty wild retcons in that show, didn't they? I'm
Yeah,
not.
they did.
I've never really watched Doctor Who, but I saw the clips about what they were doing, and I was like, "Good God, man! This seems to be just the thing that we're doing everywhere now."
Everywhere. It's
Mhm.
crazy. But the George Aiken says Doctor Who has become a dumpster fire. Yeah, I've just given up. But I mean, I'm going back and watching the old ones again. Like I said, the first time I tried to watch the old ones, they were hard for me to watch because I didn't know the lore, and they're so old, and the technology and that stuff was very cheesy back then. But when was going to Dragon Con and would start seeing people dressed as the Doctor because they had started doing in the mid 2000s, started making new Doctor Who, and I had never seen any of the new stuff, so I started watching it, fell in love with it. David Tennant is my favorite Doctor um, of the new age. Um, Baker will be my favorite of all time after watching him, but it's much like everyone else. But when you've watched the new ones and you understand the lore, you can go back and watch the old ones and get past all the slow parts because you understand what's going on.
How long ago did you start watching those?
Probably 2010, maybe.
Okay.
And then I gave up a few years ago. But Michael's keeps making me want to go buy the Blu-ray releases of the old ones when they come out. So I'm like, so I got about 4 or 5 of those right now.
Okay, nice. How much of that show is worth owning to you? Like, how much are you kind of missing at this point?
Oh, I'm missing a ton.
Yeah.
I have like 3 of the Baker seasons and like 1 or 2 of the what is it? Third Doctor? No. Yeah. Third. Which one is Baker? I'm confused. Wait, I can look up here. Third Doctor. Yeah, because Baker's the 4th, right?
Not sure. I'm not.
George. No, I was asking
Oh,
George. So
gotcha.
George can tell me. I know he knows. Pertwee. Yeah. Pertwee is the 3rd. Yeah. That's the. I have 1 of his seasons, 1 or 2 of his seasons. And then I have all the new ones up to Tom Baker's the one I'm talking about, not Colin Baker. Up to the what's his name? The last guy they had.
Okay.
Anyway, but I'll get off Doctor Who. I know you don't.
No.
Like you
It's all
said,
right,
you don't
man.
know.
I'm happy to listen. I'm happy to learn. I just, yeah, it's not something that ever really came across my radar when I was younger. And I know there's a ton of backlog with it, so it feels like kind of an overwhelming task. Like if I were to tell someone now to go back and try and catch up on Dragon Ball, I'd feel kind of bad even making that recommendation.
I I'll be honest. I haven't seen them all. Um, I have. I've seen the Eighth Doctor's movie, and the Ninth Doctor, and in the '90s they made a Eighth Doctor movie,
Okay.
made for TV movie in America. So it's very uh, American like. But I enjoy it. It's very good. Oh, we got someone in the stream. Sal,
Hey.
What's up?
what's up? You're malfunctioning. You're starting to smoke.
Yeah, I do that.
Sal,
Sal,
are you a Doctor Who fan?
I was. I liked.
Like,
I've only seen a handful of the old episodes, and that's about. I stopped watching when Capaldi showed up, so I'm one of the new
gotcha.
guard. Like I know the Doctor historically has been an older gentleman, but I'm like, I I started with Eccleston, so I was like, my Doctor needs to be young.
Yeah, I liked David Tennant was my favorite.
Right.
Eccleston was good.
who was
He didn't stay long
he's the
enough.
10th and the 15th Doctor somehow.
Yeah,
So whatever.
that was because ratings were in the tank. What's up, ML series?
Couldn't imagine why.
And Baker is the one who wore the rainbow scarf. Yes, the Tom
Yeah,
Baker.
the big long scarf, and the hat.
Yeah, Michael French has a great Tom Baker doctor costume.
Mm-hmm. So chronically online, when I was hopping on, I heard you mention Dragon Ball. For the people who want to watch it or have, sorry, it's my other alarm because I set like several of them trying to wake up.
Oh, see, I thought both you and Drew actually had people that liked you and called you. My phone doesn't do that.
No. The only people that call me are work. That's it.
Or scam likely. That's the one that loves me.
Yeah. I tell people if you're gonna watch it, to watch Dragon Ball Z Kai because they cut out all the filler.
Yeah.
And just watch up to the Frieza saga and then quit.
My problem with Kai, though, is that especially on Namek, there are some very jarring reanimated scenes where I'm like, whoa, dude. And some of the dialogue that they've changed. It's tough, man. It's kind of like Star Wars, where I wish there could be some kind of like custom built version of it where it's like, okay, you have this version of this fight and this section of dialogue without that goofy section of filler.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. But hey, man, it's really nice to stream with you finally.
Yeah. But the problem with the what I call the Dragon Ball problem is there's like 8 different dubs out there, and there's like Ocean, Funimation, Kai, and Ocean did like Saiyan to. Oh, okay. Sorry. Ocean did like Saiyan to like episode 87, and then they stopped, and then Funimation took a break because they redid the whole thing. When they took a break, Ocean came back and like quickly dubbed the rest of the season, the rest of the show from that point. So there's like it's all weird. My heart lies with the Funimation dub, but that's just because I like those actors the most, and that's what I watched. But
yeah, I actually own the Ocean dub DVDs up to that battle of when Goku shows up on Namek.
Right.
And the reason being is that I hate the cropped versions of the show. And they did those ultimate uncut DVDs, but they stopped after the first volume of Vegeta. So it seemed pointless to even try and own them.
Now, I'm not a Dragon Ball person. Not
you
because
should
be. If I were to start, where should I start?
With the first episode.
Bang.
Thanks, Al.
You're welcome. Like I said, like if you just want to watch it and get through it, Kai is the way to do it because they cut out all the filler and there's a lot of filler. So how anime typically works, unlike a comic book movie where they kind of pick a story and they like chop it up and do whatever the hell they want with it, anime goes based off the manga, and the manga is usually ongoing as the anime is going on, and the anime catches up to the manga. And then they're like, all right, so manga comes out when it comes out. And they're like, all right, so they kind of make shit up until there's enough manga to make into anime. So then that's how you get filler. They just make shit up. So
gotcha.
Kai cuts out a lot of that. But I like the Funimation dub. That's the cast that I know. That's the story that I know. So, but if you can get Crunchyroll or Funimation, it's a streaming thing. It's like $60 for the year, and they have Dragon Ball Z on both. So
what's the difference between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z?
Dragon Ball is when Goku is a kid, and they're all children. Like Dragon Ball goes from Goku as a child to him as like a teenager-ish, and then Dragon Ball Z is like him as an adult with his own child and all that. And you don't need to watch Dragon Ball to watch Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Z is peak. In fact, yeah, Sal's advice is right. I would just start there with Kai.
Yeah. Dragon Ball is very I appreciate it. It's hand drawn. I appreciate hand drawn anime and all that, but it's just I don't know. Maybe it's because I saw Dragon Ball Z first and then watched Dragon Ball, and it wasn't as good. So
I'm in good company here because I always thought that I was like a weirdo because I also have kind of largely not been a fan of Dragon Ball most of my life. Now, the most useful thing that came out of Dragon Ball was I grew up in an incredibly strict household.
mm,
And I started watching Dragon Ball Z when I was about 5, but my mom would get all bent out of shape on those old TV ratings. So the
mm,
TVY7 I wasn't allowed to watch. But what I did was I was like, look, mom, I'll show you. And I made her sit down at Dragon Ball when it was TVG. And that's how I was able to watch Dragon Ball Z.
mm. Yeah, Dragon Ball is very child oriented,
Yeah.
and Dragon Ball Z is more like teenager oriented. That was their target demographic. A lot of fighting, a lot of screaming. So from the first episode of Dragon Ball Z to the end of the Frieza saga is like a continuous story because the Saiyans show up and Frieza's the one that sent the Saiyans there, and then Frieza's like the Thanos of that for like that whole arc. It's like 120 episodes or something like that, and then after that, it's just like here's another strong bad guy. Hope we beat him. We beat him. Here's another strong bad guy. Hope we beat him. And you're just like, why are we here? So, but
Sal, do you think Dragon Ball Super is stupid?
I've never seen it and I refuse to watch it.
Okay, good man. Don't waste your time.
Which one is that?
Dragon Ball Super.
It's
Super. Okay.
the canon sequel series because Dragon Ball GT doesn't count. Dragon Ball GT is like the prequels of the Dragon Ball universe. Not Dragon Ball GT is a sequel series, but they treat it like the prequels. Like, oh, that didn't happen. We don't count that. And
Oh, I
but
love
Super,
when
they're
they
like,
do
oh,
that.
I love Super. Oh my god. Which is another. Here's a strong bad guy. Hope we beat him. So,
Yeah, or hey, there's another new hair color.
yeah. So the whole thing is like Super Saiyan is like the it's the thing. It's like, oh, it's a legend. They don't really exist. They might exist. We don't know. Got to be a Super Saiyan kind of thing. And oh, Goku is the Super Saiyan. He's the Super Saiyan of legend. Blah blah blah. And then once you get past Frieza, it's like, oh, I'm Super Saiyan level 2, and I'm Super Saiyan level 3. And then GT's like, I'm Super Saiyan level 4. And now Super's like, I'm Super Saiyan God Kai form 8. And you're like, what? Okay. Yep, that's how we beat him. I just got to get another Super Saiyan level because that's how that works.
Your camera is making you look like you ate one of the blueberry Wonka
Yeah,
candies.
no, it's my light strips, but normally the sun's down when I do these, and the sun. So I have like blackout curtains except for that window over there, so it's very sunny out today.
Ah, gotcha.
So,
Yeah, it just went really blue
yeah.
on you.
Let me change my lights here. Talk amongst
So,
yourselves.
all right. Well, yeah.
Barbie movie, anyone?
Not made for me.
Yeah, no. I didn't think so.
I stick to the boulevard. No, I'm just kidding.
Lights, cameras, brats.
There you go.
No, I've been wanting to see Oppenheimer, but I didn't see it. I don't have 3 hours to dedicate to it.
Sal, I've been saying it's very self-indulgent.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to see that. I haven't seen many movies lately. We were talking about Marvel earlier. I've heard some decent things about the new Guardians movie, so I did end up buying that one. So that will be the first Marvel movie I actually do watch outside of since No Way Home.
Mhm.
So, and then John Wick 4 I bought on 4K, but again, I haven't watched it. Actually, I did watch Extraction 2 recently.
How was that?
I loved it. First one was better, but the second one gave more of a story and a setup for more movies. Whereas the first one kind of led you to believe may be the only one, but left it open. So
Yeah,
I quite enjoyed it though.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, what'd you watch? I wasn't listening.
Extraction 2.
Extraction 2.
Never heard of Extraction.
It was that Liam Hemsworth Netflix movie.
No, it's Chris.
Or sorry, Chris. I always do that.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
the same. One's
Chris
just Thor,
Hemsworth.
one's not Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of them was with Miley Cyrus, I think.
Yep.
On again, off
Oh.
again, made her crazy, and
Yeah.
Came in like a wrecking ball, if you will.
Yeah. Made
Definitely
her
did.
crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't spending her formative years in Hollywood, but whatever.
yeah, seriously.
Right. It was the boyfriend.
Yes.
Fellas, I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Sal, how you been? I haven't really gotten to talk to you in a while.
I've been working a lot. So that's I'm running on about 3.5 hours of sleep.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we're chugging right along, hence why my eyes are basically closed. But
Well, I'm glad to have you here, bud.
I'm glad to be here.
I did it early because I know the Laserpants is streaming tonight, so
Mm.
I never want to stream at the same time he does because
you want to watch it.
selfishly I want to watch it.
Right. No, that's fair.
Yeah. Chad says Extraction movies are good. Yeah, I quite enjoyed them.
Mm-hmm.
And
No,
so, did you see the Terminal List?
I did.
Did you see the figure I made?
I did. You showed
Okay,
it to
cool.
me. I enjoyed that series quite a bit. I got to rewatch it because I don't remember why it's called the Terminal List. But like I remember
everyone on his
right. It's people that have like done him wrong or set him up, shit like that.
Yeah,
But I couldn't remember why it was terminal. Like he didn't have a like cancer or anything, did he?
His whole platoon. Something just fell.
Yeah,
His whole platoon was dying of
right
natural causes.
That's what it was. I was like, I knew there was a reason for it, but I couldn't remember what it was. But yeah, no, I liked that show.
They were just dropping dead, and he found out it was a cover up for something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
no, I
can't wait for another season.
I watched that, and I had I had a bone to pick with some of the uniforms, but that's and I only had a bone to pick with it because they got so much of the show right. Like they did a lot of stuff correct, and I was like, you nailed this, you nailed that, which is like a weird detail to get, but you forgot the flags on the shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, and you're wearing the wrong color shirt under your blouse. Okay, it's a weird detail to miss, but okay.
You talking about the flashback scenes with the?
No, when he's in uniform, like when he's back at battalion and he's wearing his normal type 3.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. I was.
Go ahead. Sorry, Drew.
The one I was basing it on was the scene in season 3. So right. I was re-gluing more pouches and stuff all over him, changing things around. So, but yeah, it was either that one or the scene where he's running from him, going down the mountain.
Right.
But I just like the hat. The hat looked so cool, and I needed to have it. The black rifle, coffee hat. I want to get one of those.
Oh, they're for sale, I imagine.
They are. They're about $25, $30. Not too bad.
Good Lord.
Scott Hughes in the house.
What up, Scott?
Good to see you.
Hello, Scott Hughes.
They're not allowed to get everything accurate.
Yeah. I mean, they might not be. There might be something that says like, hey, like you can't wear a perfect uniform because you're not in. I don't know. There might be.
That is true. I didn't think
that's what I was going to ask, if there's some kind of regulation around that.
What was it? It was. I think I was talking to Bobby about it once upon a time. Like that I think there's something in place where you can't replicate a current uniform. like to the T because they're like copyrighted basically. But I think they filmed at Seal Beach, or at least Coronado anyway, for that show. So I don't know. They seem to be working hand in hand, but I did chuckle pretty hard that they had two people standing watch in front of a building with a radio, and I was like, that's pretty accurate. They would do something like that. So
Dick Die. That's a funny name.
yeah, yeah. So,
Sal, how's the garage sale going, buddy?
I ran out of time. I basically put it on pause and then never unpaused it because I was like, I'm working too much. I can't reliably take an order.
Is that me or you?
That's Sal's chopping out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm back.
Sometimes
Yeah.
my computer does that.
No, my internet has been like, I don't know, in the last like 2 months, my Wi-Fi will be 120% of my internet. It just fucking starts again. Like my
Yeah, it's acting up a little bit right now. I think he's froze.
Yeah, it was coming in. I could kind of hear what he was saying, then it really roboted out.
Yeah. Did that last night. Were you watching Tony on the late night with Troy?
Yeah, I saw it.
He roboted out really bad at one point.
Yeah, it was kind of like 20 or so minutes in. I remember catching that.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, this stream is just to hang out. I'm not really no real topics. I mean, we can talk about some of the toy news if y'all want, but if not, if the chat has questions, wants to lead where this conversation goes, we can do that. Sorry, my nose itches, so I keep scratching it like that.
You good, man?
What's the figure on the left? Is that the Jumanji chick? Yes, I brought that up because I saw that McFarlane was doing the movie Maniacs again, and he was doing the new Jumanji movies. And I thought, well, one, they're once again statues, and two, they're not very good likenesses. Have you seen those?
No.
Let me see if I can pull them up. I'll put this on the chat real quick. Dick Dye is a retired colonel, the biggest military advisor for Hollywood, and an actor. He's in most military movies and Band of Brothers. He's Colonel Sink. Okay. Not to be confused with Colonel Clink. Hogan!
Yeah, let's see these statues, man.
Let me see if I can pull that. Present. Share screen. Pull them up on Toy Arc. All right.
Oh, I saw the Rock one of this. I thought that looked really awful.
Sal just sent me a message, said he's resetting the internet.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know why those are blurry. Maybe they're supposed to be, but...
Well, maybe they're low res and then they're high res when you click on them.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know who that's supposed to be.
I mean, yeah, it looks like The Rock, but not really.
Yeah.
I mean, they do not look good, and they're literally statues.
Yeah.
McFarlane loves his statues.
Did you see this movie, Drew?
I saw the first one. I have not seen the second one.
Okay. What'd you think of it?
I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
A little jarring because I was used to the original Jumanji.
Right.
but I like the concept of being in a video game and as a new way for Jumanji to work. But I kind of wish they would go back to it. Like that does not look like her
Not even
whatsoever.
close.
Yeah, not even from. Oh, my bad. Like, I mean, you can see her there
Yep.
versus there.
Yeah.
Nothing like
Who in the world is that?
I mean, McFarlane. That's the one thing you can say about McFarlane is their sculpts are on point. This is not on point.
No.
This looks like Loyal Subjects BX whatever human figures.
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
No, I haven't.
If you go to any Walmart, go in the back, look at the Lord of the Rings figures, look at the anything that deals with humans. I think they have like Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something. The head sculpts look nothing like the actors.
You know, I think I've seen those Buffy ones now that you say that.
Nothing like Jack Black.
What the heck? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you saw it, but I had Ryan Laserpants on, and we were looking at some of the Hot Toys, SH Figure Arts figures. And what are these going for? Do we have a retail price on these?
Not sure yet. I'm gonna show him real quick. Yeah. This is horrible. There we go.
$24.99. Yeah. So I mean, at this price point, I would expect these kinds of sculpts to be that off. But it just, man, it's such a theme amongst a lot of toy lines right now. Even those SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z figures. I mean, I don't know what we're doing or who we're consulting on these sculpts, but it's just not good.
Yeah.
Have you seen that Walking Dead Rick Grimes? His head is huge.
This one?
Yeah, it's really out of proportion. It looks like Peter Dinklage as Rick Grimes.
Oh, it is a little big.
Scroll down a little bit once you see some of the yeah, it's really off. Yeah, that's a good one.
Wow. That's
like the sculpt isn't bad, but the body is just too small for that head. It looks like the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back Bespin Luke. That head on him is also really big.
Yeah. The sculpt is good. This is 3-0.
Yeah.
I think I only have 2 3-0 figures. The Snake Eyes and Storm Shut Up. That one.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they look good and ended up buying them.
Are those rubber bodies?
They are.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You had any problems with those yet?
Not yet.
That's good.
Hopefully I won't for a long time.
Yeah.
Trying to see. What's your take on this disaster?
Oh, I think it's ridiculous.
So that look like $300 to you?
No, it sure doesn't. It looks like something I would maybe 3D print if I had the time.
Looks like cheap plastic put into a cheap plastic casing that you should be able to buy this whole thing for like $30.
It honestly should be the part of the packaging for a figure. Like
exactly. That I said that to, I forgot where, might have been Ninjas may have brought it up. I might have said it in the comments or something, but it should have come with like a figure or two, or like a figure and one of the small figures, or like Rat King and like 3 Mousers.
Yeah,
that would have been cool. Some play features on it might have been cool. like
Yeah,
a breakaway wall coming out right here that you can like take out and have a mouser coming out.
those tunnels aren't even, they
Right
don't even
here.
have holes in them, right? They're just a little black circle. Do we
Yeah,
know?
I'm pretty sure they're just a black circle. Now I say that because I think you can connect the side ones to other sets, so you can go in between them. So maybe they do come out.
Okay.
I could be wrong about that, but I feel
Yeah.
like when they first started displaying these, and like a year or two ago, they were like, "Yeah, you could stack them on top, and you can connect them to others, and have multiple rooms to go in between." So
But then you're looking at 600 just for two. I mean, that's incredibly goofy. It's like when they did that the 10 to 4, you can't see it, but I'm doing air quotes, play set where it was just the little walls, but they wanted you to buy multiples of it just to make the complete hallway.
right, yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I wanted to get that, but then I saw the price and was like, "There's no way."
Yeah. So to spend
Okay,
600 just for two, there I'm not doing that either.
okay, this is all the stuff that comes with it. So it
Okay.
does have little figures, but still, and this robot guy.
Yeah.
So you do have baby turtles, and I'm guessing that's Bebop's, not Bebop, Rocksteady's helmet.
Hmm. They even have
Um,
Laserpants' heat gun in there. That's nice.
yeah, they do. Wow. Sorry, it got me off guard. Um, so yeah, okay, then yeah, with all of this, still not 300,
No.
but with all this, I would say 60, 65,
Yeah.
maybe in this economy, $75.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I do have the Turtle Van on pre-order, so
When is that expected to come in?
I have no idea. I know
Oh.
they send me emails, but I always forget to read them.
Did you order it direct or did you go through a store?
I think I got it direct.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if any of these pictures show the. So I mean, you can get a lot of figures in there, but I mean,
Yeah, so I mean that kind of gives you an idea of the scale, but again, yeah, we're not even close to what they're wanting for that.
mm-mm.
What do you think has the community been loud enough to where this is going to be something where eventually it's just heavy discount, or do you think people are suckers enough to pay full price for this?
Oh, there's always suckers that'll pay full price for this. They want what they want. They have the money to spend. They'll buy it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Um,
But,
but
but will enough people do that, do you think?
depends on where they put it. Like where are they selling this? If they sell it through like a retailer, yeah, you'll find some on sale. I think personally,
Hmm.
but as far as just where they're at, I don't know. They may make them to order. I mean, they
Yeah.
are doing pre-orders, so.
Well, I
But
see.
I think like this street scene,
Uh-huh.
like you can still get these street scenes, can't you? Or am I
Uh,
wrong?
were those Target exclusives? I can't remember.
Oh, I never saw them at Target.
Okay.
I thought they were strictly through the NECA site or
Okay.
like a GameStop or something.
Yeah, I'm not I don't collect 6-inch, so yeah, I'm kind of out on where these ended up.
I don't have many NECA figures. Um, I have a few, and that's it. I didn't get into the line, but I love that party wagon.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying it. I don't even have the turtles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm hoping they re-release the turtles so I can get those. Um, so if I do that, I'll get them.
Do you want
I,
these ones or the movie ones?
I have the movie ones.
Okay.
I do have movie. I have the first movie figures.
Okay.
I don't have any of the cartoon ones, but Oh,
Yeah.
Sal's in the back room. My bad.
Oh, nice.
I can't see the screen. Where's he at? I'm sorry, Sal.
It's all good.
I was sharing my screen. I can't see the
Yeah,
TV.
you're fine. Yeah, I understand that some peasants don't have two screens. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm not that cool.
Yeah, me either. But
Well,
yeah,
what's your before I change it? What's your take on the sewer?
no, sir, I don't like it. Like if it were the thing to remember, NECA is 7-inch. They're larger, so when you see like 20 figures in there or whatever that was, it's big, but at the end of it, it's 4 plastic walls and a bunch of accessories. So it's not $300. How much of that is licensed? Who knows? But their street scene dioramas used to be only about like 100, I think, but I never bought any of them.
Yeah, I didn't buy them either. I wanted one. I just never knew where to get it from.
Yeah, it's
I never
usually
saw it
their
before.
site or conventions or things like that.
NECA is charging so much; it's like a probe to raise prices.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's all they have to do is like do this once, and if people buy it, like if enough people buy it, then that'll be the new price. So
Yeah, that's the sad part of everyone going, "Oh, I just want it." No, be strategic about this.
Yeah, because we've seen enough instances where things were supposed to be high.
Russell saying so all that shit's like a separate accessory pack.
What?
Yeah, no, like
Really?
That's dirty.
yeah, that's real dirty.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
no,
is.
if what I'm looking at right now is all you get for 300, then absolutely not. Like I can make that myself. All you just get some styrofoam, and
Fire comes with
you can go to the plumbing section of
Oh
Home
my
Depot and
God.
make those pipes. Like absolutely not.
He calls himself a liar. It said it comes with a TV and a sofa.
Well, last I checked, GameStop has fucking there's those little TV things that you can get. You can get them on Amazon even. They're like 1/12 scale TVs that you can put an SD card in, so it can actually play movies and things. And then just go to your local little Hobby Lobby or something. Go to the dollhouse section. You can get sofas and stuff on your own. Like you can make all that by yourself.
Yeah, Hobby Lobby has a bunch of stuff. I've noticed. Like, why are you in the doll section? Mind your business.
Mind your business.
So in an affordable state, you can decide to pay your $300 rent for your apartment, or you can buy this room for your
Correct.
TMNT figures.
Correct.
Awesome.
So,
Scott Hughes.
can you scroll up just a little bit? I want to see what that dewback is.
Oh, it's Hot
Oh.
Toys. That thing is so expensive.
I'm glad Sal's off camera.
Yeah, me
Sal,
too.
it's $750 if you want the trooper and the dewback.
I don't like it that much. The Sand Trooper is my favorite trooper from Star Wars, and I love the dewback.
Oh wow, looks good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The only thing that's interesting is it's missing one of the Sand Trooper rifles. It has the heavy assault rifle and I believe the regular Stormtrooper blaster, but it doesn't have the one with the strap.
No, it doesn't have the grenade launcher.
Correct.
Yeah. Yep. No, my love of the dewback and the Sand Trooper dates back to Power of the Force 2, because that was the only Star Wars figure that I had that had bendable knees.
Oh yeah.
So he was my favorite just because, 5 PO. Listen, I know there's purists out there, but I grew up in an era where 5 POA was already outdated. So when you got a Star Wars figure for Christmas or your birthday and you had G.I. Joe at the same time, you're like, this figure sucks.
Yeah. Well, how about it took them to create just the cockpit of a TIE fighter for that Power of the Force Vader to get a soft goods cape?
Right.
Of course, Sal, you grew up in the time of your figures had wide stance.
Yeah, the best time. What are you getting at?
Wide stance lunges.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, my Luke was super buff, and that's my Luke.
Yeah, the only thing that Farm Boy Luke's missing is a guitar. He's ready to perform.
That's right. He's ready to play in his Van Halen cover band.
oh, now if they made a
Tatooine,
hot,
Tatooine.
if they made a Hot Toys Rancor,
That'd be thousands of dollars.
So listen, like I know I famously did a stream about it with Ryan. Like we both really, really, really wanted that Black Series Rancor, but we just were not willing to pay the price for it. Just with all
me neither.
the shitty add-ons. Like I desperately wanted a black 112 scale Rancor. I wanted one so bad. Now, if they'd had Ula as an unlock or even an updated Slave Leia, I would have backed it. I think we all would have. Especially Ula. She's my first love. But yeah, it was. If they did a Hot Toys is what 1.8 or 1.6. I think it's 1.6. It'd be the size of a toddler. So
Yeah.
you could just have a toddler, and you'd have the same thing.
Yeah, you just buy a little Halloween costume for your kid. Take some pictures, make sure they're good, and then there you go.
Everyone needs a cardboard backdrop. Yeah, that was a thing. Which the cardboard backdrop, like I knew they were cheap enough that they were just gonna make it part of the box. Like so you were gonna destroy the box to get the cardboard backdrop.
Yep.
Which is, fine. Like I tear down all my cardboard shit anyway. But when it comes to something like I still have the box that my Switch came in because I move a lot. So some things I keep the box for just for ease of move. But something like that, you kind of need a box because it's a lot easier to just pack it into the box it came in when it's time to move.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I wish I'd done with that stupid ass dinosaur that I sold you, because I'm gonna have to hope it fits in my bag.
Oh yeah. I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah, me too. Until I look up and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta bring that with me.
I can't wait to hang out with you on Saturday.
It'll be fun. I wonder if they'll let me in carrying a dinosaur or not.
Well, if not, leave it in the car. I'll get it later, or go grab something to eat afterwards or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
gonna
be free that full day. So
I'm gonna go dressed as Waldorf and heckle people. I'm trying to get Michael to dress up as Statler so we can just be the old Muppets hanging on a balcony and heckling people.
If y'all do dress up, let me know. I have my one outfit, Indiana Jones.
Hell yeah.
It's the only one I have left that I can actually fit in.
It's going to be an extremely lazy one, though. I'm basically just going to wear a black t-shirt and a blazer with a stupid bald cap, and that's going to be it. Like, I'm putting zero effort into it, but enough that I can loudly heckle people and be like, I'm in character, leave me alone. So
I have not been to Dragon Con since 2016, I believe.
I've never been.
It's interesting. It was fun at one time, and there's parts of it that are still a lot of fun.
Yeah. I see that looking over on the right-hand side of the screen, that the Black Series Rebel Trooper for Endor is a deluxe figure when the, Hoth Trooper wasn't deluxe, and you got the same stuff.
Oh, it's taking it to. It takes me to Amazon.
Yeah. Yep.
So it has the same like exchangeable face and backpack and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And now it's a deluxe. Which, I mean, we were all shocked when the Hoth Trooper came out. Like this, we're surprised this isn't considered a deluxe figure because it has the swappable plates and all that kind of stuff, or the face plates and all that. But they were like, "Oh, they hurt. That should be a deluxe. Let's charge them extra."
Well, it's a lot like politics in the media. They don't think we remember what happened last year,
right?
When they show us this year, hey, look.
Yeah.
Well, it's like that training Luke and Grogu two pack. That thing's like $45, And at Walmart, they let the code name for Luke slip on the price tag. So when you see it on the pegs, they have it listed as what do they call him in the code name? I'd have to look, but basically they didn't even bother to name it Luke. They just used the POS system code name, which is hilarious.
Nice. But yeah, he said that there's actually less with the Endor Trooper. You don't get the scarf or the goggles, so that's always good.
That's good. Well, we're paying for the camo, I guess.
Yeah, we're paying for all that green.
I didn't know there was this much green in the whole galaxy.
Oh God.
Meanwhile, they're looking at a green screen, which is awesome.
Right.
What's y'all's take on this 2-pack for Marvel Legends? Do you like
burn it?
Burn it.
I don't know who either of those people are, so I don't care.
I don't think it's meant to be anyone specific. I think it's just
generic women.
Generic outfits with 3 different heads.
Whoa, what up with the sunburn head sculpt? What's that? She looks red.
Is that level 2 or level 3?
I don't know. I'm sure it's for somebody, but it ain't for me.
If you want a Shield agent trooper, I can tell you how to get one. Go to Ollie's, buy the what is it, Quake figure that's on sale for $10, and then put any girl's head you find in your box of fodder on top, and you have a new Shield agent.
Or talk to me, but I sold all my Shield troopers. It looks like.
What do they want? What do they want for that? 55?
Probably.
I think it was 55. I wasn't going to pay it.
Nah.
I've cut back this month on my spending.
Yeah.
So
well,
I can look it up.
That was to answer a question from like an hour ago. I'd put my sales on hold because people were going to Joe Fest and coming back from Joe Fest and all that, and I was like, well, people are going to be spending money, so I'll put my stuff on pause, and then just never unpaused it because I ran out of time to do stuff. So,
how much would you say is left? Are you still like dealing with an overwhelming amount, or is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm to the point now where I'm about to contact some of the local dealers and be like, hey, you want to come just grab all this shit and I'll sell it to you for pennies because I want it gone.
Yeah.
So, which I know I'll regret 10 years from now, but it's fine.
Well, you can quit as many times as you want, man. I'm kind of in a similar place where I've really had to pause any new purchases because when I set out to do this, I have exceedingly more than I ever thought I would.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's it quickly became overwhelming.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got to get rid of some of my stuff. Not because I have to, but just I have a bunch of stuff that I just don't want anymore.
Yeah, that's about where I'm at. I have a lot of stuff I don't want, and I want to make room for things that I do want. So, like, it's a dumb story, but I was about 14 at the time, 14 or 15. And I've told Scott Hughes this story if he's still listening. And there's a place in Tennessee called Mountain Knives or Knife Mountain, something like that. And all they do is sell swords. It's like a 3-4 story building that just sells swords and knives and daggers and crazy crap. And they had the United Cutlery Urukai scimitar from Two Towers. And they had it on deep discount. They were selling it for like $30 or something. And I was like, I really wanted it, but I'd saved up all like my lawn mowing money and such to buy a rapier. I really wanted a rapier. And so I bought that instead. And now I've just been thinking about it like, man, I really should have got that. Because I don't know what it is about that design, but I really love that design. So Smoky Mountain Knife Works, that's what it is. So
thanks, Scott.
Yep. But when you have shelves full of toys, you don't have any ample shelf space to display a sword like that. So
right.
But,
Yeah. What do y'all think of this John Rambo?
I think it's too much money.
Yeah, too much money, and like only certain angles do I see Stallone in that.
Yeah. I'm 3-0. So you see the arms, like the shoulders have the seam, but the elbow doesn't. It looks like that's just like a wire, I think. That's what it looks like. It looks like it's the what do they call it? Seamless on
Yeah.
the arms. That stuff cracks and breaks over time. It breaks down really easy. Like the people who waited almost 3.5 years for their Batman 89s are already getting cracks on the body because it's a seamless body.
Yeah, I have a theory that those sat around somewhere in a warehouse because of the dust that was on the body. That really, like, I know there's mold release, but I also know that those certain types of plastic will break down because of the reaction from those clear plastic clamshells.
Right.
Scroll up real quick, Drew.
Which one?
Like all the way up. So that Mecha Frieza right there for SH Figure Arts. If you're watching Dragon Ball Z and you get there, you've gone too far. And Trunks is my favorite character, but you've gone too far if you reach that point. Just wanted you to know. So when you watch Dragon Ball Z, if you see Mecha Frieza, you've gone too far.
Gone too far. So he's a horrible character.
He's not horrible, but he shows up for like 2 episodes and gets murked. So because they have to show you just how. That's when the new strong person thing happens. It's like because they spend like 30 episodes of Goku fighting Frieza, and Goku goes Super Saiyan and finally beats Frieza. And then there's like a weird, like I think Garlic Jr. happens in between that.
Yep.
And then Mecha Frieza shows up and you're like, oh my god, Frieza's back. But then Trunks shows up and just murks him. And it's like, oh, Trunks is super strong. He beat Frieza without thinking about it. And that's when that starts kicking off.
Trunks also has a magic sword where sometimes it's human size and then sometimes it's King Cold size.
That's right. that's actually why Trunks, as shallow as it is, that's why Trunks is my favorite character, because I was super into Zelda at the time and he had a sword.
Yeah. Well, he has that elf aesthetic.
Right. So that and Future Trunks, the movie, like I don't care much for anime movies because they're seldom ever canon and they just seem, I don't know, they're always off. There's always something off about anime movies compared to the shows. But Future Trunks is chef kiss.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That and Bardock's father of Goku, like because they're so far removed from the normal canon that you can watch them and you're like, okay, like this could be canon. You can't say that it's not.
Yeah.
Except, well, I mean, Bardock, father of Goku, you could, because Vegeta specifically tells Goku his dad wasn't much of a fighter, but he was a brilliant scientist. So
yeah, that's another weird little piece of dialogue.
Yeah, they can miss me with this whole thing.
Glad to have you, K-Dog.
Yeah, how many times do we need to do these X-Men?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is what they're going to look like for the new cartoon they're doing for Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why they're going back to the Mohawk. I mean, I like the Mohawk look on the 80s Storm, but
yeah,
not
like,
for...
So that Gambit looks really good. That Rogue looks really good. Bishop looks like shit.
Bishop.
He needs the Jerry curl mullet. That's what he looks like.
He looks younger.
I like the hair swoop. I like that they got the chest armor correct. Like
they're definitely going cartoonier with the face sculpts,
right?
With the detail.
Mm-hmm.
There's less detail on.
Yeah, her titties seem smaller. Am I crazy?
Nope, you're not crazy.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
That's important. They've mandated that for sure.
But
I mean, the sculpt looks good. It's just.
If I was still collecting these, though, I'd be pissed because this is now the third time on the Rogue and the Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
And like the Rogue kind of seems dispensable, but that head sculpt for the Gambit, like Sal said, is actually like, okay, accurate. But I mean, I'd be pissed if I had to buy it a third time.
I like the new claws on that Wolverine, though.
And then
they're like their pipes.
His arms are.
That's the way they originally looked.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it was the movie that made them look like knives.
I think it was.
But yeah.
But his sculpted arm hair is weird. They need to add a wash to that because it looks like his arms are ribbed.
Yeah, and they ribbed for her pleasure, and they
Yeah.
still haven't fixed Magneto's helmet. It sits really high on his head for some reason.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if I need another Magneto.
yeah.
I try to build out the different teams,
hmm
and sometimes it's reoccurring characters. So I
Yeah.
might could.
I don't know.
I don't know. I might need
when
another one of him.
when I first heard that they were not rebooting, but like continuing the show, I was really excited. So I was like, that last season, which there's a lot of like, wow, two hands.
That's it. That's all
That's
you get.
it.
And this hand has the glove in it.
That's so stupid.
Yep, that's where we're at. Why is she
Lord.
standing knock-kneed in her photo there?
What?
She's standing knock-kneed, like her knees are together.
Oh. Because the artist thought it'd be cute.
Right.
'Cause
Anyway,
it's not the Marvel way anymore. Remember the Marvel way had a specific style of posing?
I just remember when fucking Rogue was thicker than a biscuit for some reason, and made a man out of me. Oh, to the two hands. Okay.
Same accessories, but they did paint the card this time.
Oh, they painted him for the Target exclusive too.
I don't know if I got the. I have one still in a box, so that might be the one.
If it's the retro carded one, then they painted the cards. If it's the Caliban wave, then they didn't paint it. And they got the his shirt like that dark like magenta color.
Yeah, that's the one I have on display on the top shelf behind me. But the ones on the retro cards are in the other room.
But anyway, so I think it's 5 seasons of X-Men, and the first 4 are great. And then the animation studio they had went belly up, or they asked for more money or something like that. So then their final season, which wasn't, it was supposed to end with Apocalypse's death. That was supposed to be the end of the show. And then they did like an extra season, but they outsourced it to Singapore, and that's why the animation looks weird and the stories are really dumb, and it was bad. So I was really excited. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna bring it back, and we're gonna continue the story how we should have it." Like, "Oh hell yeah!" And then I started hearing the rumblings about like what the show is really gonna be about. I was like, I'm not excited for this anymore.
What's the show going to be about now?
Exactly what you think it's gonna be about.
Uh,
Just any reboot that's happened in the last decade, and that's what it's about.
okay.
So Wolverine's a bumbling idiot. So is Gambit.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm guessing the guy in the red will be much like another guy in red.
Probably.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna watch it.
I don't have Disney Plus, so
I bought bootlegs of Spider-Man and X-Men on Blu-ray. There was a guy on Etsy selling a bunch of classic TV shows. And I think I got up to, I don't know, what's the lizard green guy?
Sauron?
Yeah, I got to that and was like, okay, I don't know that I'm going to keep watching this.
Yeah. It's they go to the not Forgotten Land, Savage Land.
Yeah.
That's where Mr. Sinister's at and all that. That's when Morph comes back, which they killed Morph in the Night of the Sentinels, and he was like supposed to stay dead. And then they're like, oh, we'll just bring him back and make him evil.
Yeah.
Of course.
I sold 80% of my Marvel Legends to make shelf room, and I don't regret it. And after a life-changing move, I had space. I like the 97 X-Men. I'll probably buy them since I sold the ones I had. I wonder if you could take the Storm body and like put the old head on it. I wonder if it'll match up well.
I'd think so.
Because it's a new body, so I don't know. It just looks a little shorter to me for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I think some of those renders look a little stumpy, but I guess we weren't looking at rendered images. Those are actual.
Yeah. Yeah. Globulus has that trademark style forever. Yeah. Yeah. Talking about the weird lizard guy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, Globulus.
Was X-Men 87 supposed to be out by now? 87?
was.
97.
Yeah, it was. Like it was supposed to have been out like last year or the year before or something like that. I remember when 'cause there's the Age of Apocalypse Magneto where he has the big M on his chest. And like
Right.
that was like one of the first images to surface from the show was that Magneto with an M on his chest. And I was like, are you guys really trying? Like Apocalypse is dead in that timeline. You're really gonna go for it? Okay.
That's the when he has the M, that's when he becomes a good guy for a little while in
Right.
the 80s, right?
Yeah, he takes over for Xavier. Yeah.
That's where I'm at in the comics. I'm reading through from like literally all mutants, basically
Hmm.
X-Men related books.
Right.
And I'm in the middle of Secret Wars 2, where he just becomes like head of the New Mutants or something.
Hmm.
And yeah, I'm in the middle of the long shot 6-part miniseries.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, long shot.
Yeah, that's weird series. I'm on issue 6 right now.
Mojoverse or Mojo World or whatever it's called.
Right.
I'm a big fan of Cable personally. So when you get to Messiah Complex and all that, let me know.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I'm looking forward to that because that was around the time that I got into comics,
Hmm.
and so I'm like, I'm really excited about reading those again.
I was like that. That's my favorite rendition of the X-Force team is when they're in their black and gray suits, and I love that design. That's my favorite Wolverine design. But still waiting on them to finish that team.
The which one? Which team?
The black and gray X-Force.
Oh yeah. The Uncanny.
They haven't done Wolfsbane yet. Who else have they made? They did X-23. They did Archangel. They need to do a new Archangel because that other one's really old. They did Wolverine. They did Deathlock. They're waiting. It's Wolfsbane and there's another one and I just can't think. Oh, Warpath.
Warpath.
I mean, technically they did Warpath, but again, that one's super
Yeah,
old.
it's super old. We need a new one, and they have the body for it. I don't know why they won't redo it.
Because it's Hasbro.
Yeah, well, true. I'm looking at which ones I have. I have the Cable for that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there was someone else too that was on there.
I think Cannonball maybe, but maybe not. I don't know.
Sunspot wasn't on that, was he?
Mm-mm.
No.
Not on the Messiah Complex one.
Gotcha. What is this? In the first Galactic appearance in Fantastic Four, a Galactus appearance, sorry, in Fantastic Four, the big guy has a G on his chest. I'll stop with the random comic nerd knowledge now, but what were they thinking? He said force of nature, but implemented. Yeah, they made a lot of changes. Like if you look at the Sentinels, they've
changed a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
First appearance, I believe, was bring on to the stage the Sentinels.
Yeah, they were about the size of a normal person.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the Sentinels in like the contemporary Sentinels, the gigantic ones. What a stupid design. Like something that lumbering. Yeah, let's send it after mutants that are super fast and strong and have these weird powers, but let's send these big ass robots that move at a snail's pace to catch them. Makes a lot of sense. Don't get me wrong, I love the Sentinels, but some of the decisions that people make.
I love the HasLab Sentinel for what it was, but that Toy Biz Sentinel was still pretty cool.
Yeah, I sold both my HasLab Sentinels.
You did? You got rid of them both? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I
I mean,
got
I sold one to Bobby a long time ago,
yeah, I
and
knew that. I
and
knew
then
that
the other
one.
one got sold. So,
I have 3. One still in the box,
hmm
and then I have 2 on display back
Yep.
there. Yeah. Right there.
Yep.
The point was to get the last one so I could sell it to pay for the others,
Other
but
two, yeah, didn't happen.
it didn't happen.
Yeah,
I found trying to sell HasLabs is not easy to do. It's hard to
no,
sell anything
yeah.
nowadays. eBay is so
I mean,
greedy and
you watched me walk around Joe Fest for a weekend, like trying to sell because I brought my Razor Crest, trying to sell it for like 200 less with additional figures than anyone else at the con, and no bites. So, but
yeah.
Mark G ended up buying it though. So
Okay.
yeah. No, they did not figure out the knee problem. They just never talked about it. They passive aggressively made a remark when they were talking about Galactus, and that's the closest they ever came to addressing it.
Yep. They're like, what knee problem?
Here at Hasbro, we are dumb.
Yeah,
It's so stagnant.
when they were talking about their Galactus and going over articulation, what's his nuts, like move the knees, and you heard the ratchets, you went, huh, clicky, and then that's the closest they ever came to it was this passive aggressively, like, you guys are idiots, and then that was about it. That's all they ever said about it.
Was that D-Bag Dwight?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah, I was watching that one. They have so much potential to be great, and they just corporate just gets in the way, and then putting
Well,
people that just don't care.
they don't care, so they buy it, and if people buy it, they win.
Yeah,
That's how that works. Like
I don't
buying
get
it and then complaining about it, you still bought it, they still got their money, they still laugh all the way to the bank. Like it doesn't change anything. So
Well, it's
I
like
don't get it.
Tony's video today talking about how they've got Big Ben in those frickin' jungle shoes when the rest of his outfit's meant for cold weather. It's like when you remove these people that are in the know out of the creative process, this is how we end up with things like supposed to be a New Hope pilot Luke, but he's got the Empire Strikes Back lightsaber hilt and the blaster from the next movie.
Makes
See,
sense.
I love people like y'all. Y'all catch the detail that my first glance I don't even pay attention to. I don't think about, but it's not that I don't care about that stuff. It's just I don't catch it, and then when y'all bring it up, I'm like, oh yeah, now I can't unsee it.
Don't worry, Drew. That just means you don't have autism.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I just have ADD.
Yeah. It's ADHD now, actually. They got rid of ADD.
Okay.
Yep, they just rather than have two, they just folded it all into one.
Yeah, I had that too.
So. Yep. Yeah, I'm beginning to think because I look around and I'm like, a normal person doesn't do this.
But what is normal, Sal? Do you want to be normal?
Most
Not
days,
this
yeah.
day and age.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most days I wish, because then I wouldn't have bought all this crap. But I'd probably have like a house that's mostly paid off at this point.
I love all this crap.
Well, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy the time I spent with all of it, and I enjoy the friends that I made. But I'm over it.
You think you're never coming back, Sal, once it's all gone?
I don't think I have it in me.
Okay.
Like I might pick up an occasional thing like here and there. I went to an anime convention like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And I got like a statue, and it's like I might do things like that. Like I'll get like one thing every once in a while, and that's about it.
Russell was asking how much the crest was. Do you remember?
It was retailed at $350. It was the same price as the Sentinel.
Okay.
And then it was going for $900.
Jeez.
When I was trying to sell it. And I had 4 additional figures that were Mando based. And I had it in the shipper box, never even opened that. And I was only asking like $500 or $600. And people were like, "That's a really great price," and they kept walking. I'm like, "Then fucking buy it, you dick!" Like,
Yeah.
It came down to space for me. Like there's so like I'm getting some of this big stuff. Like I'll get Bobby's vehicle. Um, uh, I've got his tank. I didn't get the helicopter.
mhm.
Um, and who knows what else I'll end up getting. But when you're going at 6 and 7 inch scale and trying to do vehicles,
Space is
it's a
right in the
lot
middle.
different. I feel like if you're going to do the vehicles, make the figures back at the 3 3/4, and then do a vehicle with it. Build both lines. I mean, you got collectors for both.
Right. Well,
Oh, I am a collector of both.
right, but for a lot of companies, it's like, it. You might have collectors for both, but if one of them outsells the other one 2 to 1, then you cut the loss on the one to maximize your profit and get rid of overhead. So, but it's not about us anymore. It's about shareholders and all those people.
Yeah, I wish they would. Uh, Actually, that brings me to a point. I know I was teasing you earlier, Chronic, about the Clownfish TV, but have you watched their recent video?
No, I haven't been keeping up with those guys, honestly. What happened?
They were talking about. Let me see if I can pull this up without it playing. And of course, it's going to be a commercial. I'm here.
Oh, I'm so dumb. Give me a second. I could have just done this. This is the original Gambit from Caliban.
Oh.
He was sitting right next to me. I'm just an idiot.
Okay, yeah. I got that one.
Yeah.
So, be nice to yourself, so.
Yeah, well, if I'm not, then someone else will be.
I'm going to share my screen again for Hasbro unveils leadership for content studio post entertainment on sale. Now, Neon is just speculating that they're wanting to stop selling toys because they're getting into the gaming market now.
Mhm.
He goes over
They've been in the gaming market, though. Or do you mean like video games?
video games.
Okay. I was like, they have like a whole board game division.
Yeah, he went into a whole rant about this. I didn't want to play his video. If you're interested, anyone can go watch that. But turned its focus to become a digital gaming powerhouse. Under CEO Chris Cox, he's just winning so hard now.
Hey, I mean, whatever makes it stop, because then eventually what'll happen is the gaming thing's going to fail because they couldn't make it as a movie studio. So they'll pretend to be EA or somebody for a couple of years, and then that'll fall apart. And then when they eventually have to come back to toys, maybe they'll be forced to put in some effort again.
Impossible.
Yeah.
But not at the expense of all the people that would lose their jobs. I mean, Dwight can lose his job. I'm fine with that, but
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was weird. It was an interesting watch. Speculation of, are they getting away from toys? I was like, some parts I would say they need to at least give up some of their properties. I mean, they bought everyone out, and now they're just sitting on it, and it's really annoying.
I really wouldn't be surprised if they did. Just because, like, how do I put this and not sound like an idiot? Their priorities haven't been toys for like the last 5 years. They've been trying to like get their film studio shit off the ground again. But
yeah, well, they just keep learning the wrong lessons then, and that's fine.
mm-hmm.
See you, K-Dog. Yeah.
I think
I mean,
really
all of us are big I mean, we buy a bunch of their products because they have the properties we want. I don't
Mhm.
care who makes it as long as it's good. You know, I don't love Hasbro. I love Marvel and Star Wars and GI Joe.
Mhm.
Um, so I just want a good product that emulates what I love. And when they half-ass it, for lack of a better word, um, it just pisses me off.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think 2020 is the one that did that really, because like 2018, 2019, like they were really onto something, and then they just kind of shit the bed out of nowhere.
Well, a lot of
Yeah.
them, Marvel Legends. I mean, I don't collect Legends anymore, but a lot of the waves, every time I see one, I'm just like, if I was still buying these, I would not be buying anything from this wave.
Yeah, I think for me specifically, being a child of the '90s, um, like Jim Lee, X Men, and animated Spider Man, and all like that's my sweet spot for Marvel. And I think kind of by the end of 2019 and into 2020, they'd kind of wrapped up those teams. So now all they have is like, hey, you guys like Speedball, right? You guys like New Mutants LA issue number 5. You like this random guy, right? So they're in that really niche like kind of market now where there's a bunch of diehards or people who claim to be diehards who are like, oh, I need this character, and it's like, do you need that character? Because they were real specific to one iteration of a team for like 10 issues in 1987. You need that character, okay,
Well, I want that character,
right,
but I'm not going to pay $50 because you made him a deluxe
yeah.
with a crappy character that you've already released 400 times.
Right. Well, I'm thinking of that like that multi-pack that they had where it was like the Molten Man was in it and that weird version of Spider-Man and that dude with the boar head
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff like that. Like
I almost
no one needs those characters.
I want those characters, mainly Molten Man.
Right.
Um, but I'm not paying that price. Now it came down to like $64 the other day, and I almost bought it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm trying to cut back on a lot of my spending this month, get my
Mm-hmm.
budget back in order. I kind of went a little over my budget this past month, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm regulating now. So
Yeah.
I'm
That's
skipping things that I normally would have gone, yeah, I'll get it.
yeah.
Um, but I mean, if it goes down on sale like that again, goes to $50 or something, I may pick it up. Just because I like building out those little small niche characters
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. I do like Molten Man, being a
Right.
Spider-Man fan. The rest of the characters, they just be back shelf fodder.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Drew, does that set come in a windowless box?
I
I
think it does.
don't know.
Well, you could buy it from Amazon and send them back 5 figures.
Yep. Load them up with some Final Faction and send it back.
Uh, I'm too honest of a man to do that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. What I think is interesting, I was on Hasbro Pulse 2 nights ago just looking around, and they initially announced that second half of the first 12 figures for the retro collection at $95. That box is now just at $65, which is the same price as the first set of 6. I think that's rather interesting. And they were like, "Oh, well, the vac metalized on 3PO and the dome on R2D2 made it more expensive, but now they can sell it at 65." And it's not even on sale. It's just like that's just the price.
Yeah, I canceled a few There's very few Star Wars I'm buying nowadays. Mainly because I stopped watching the shows, so I don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
I was buying uh, Mandalorian from the first and second season, but that third season sucked so bad, and Book of Boba Fett sucked so bad that I just stopped.
Isn't
I
that a
just
weird thing? That the best episode of Book of Boba Fett was about the Mandalorian, and the best episode of the Mandalorian from season 3 was in Book of Boba Fett.
Mm.
Isn't that crazy?
They just took a page out of those old Marvel Netflix shows where it was like, oh, it's Daredevil, but the best episode on here is the one about Punisher. But when we finally give you his series, that's going to suck.
Yeah, I say that season 2 of Daredevil was season 1 of Punisher, and that
Yeah.
season 1 of Punisher was season 2, and that season 2 of Punisher never happened.
Right.
Because the first season of Punisher was really good, and then the second season, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, who is this? Why do I care? So,
Hey.
like, oh, but she was like a surrogate for the daughter that he lost. I'm like, you mean the daughter that was a child when she was killed, and this girl's like a grown adult? Makes sense. Hello, I'm Vargo from the hellscape of Ohio, the lost land where hopes and dreams go to die.
And where Kenner Star Wars ends up.
Mm.
Hey, Vargo, if you're home, I'll send you the link. Let me find it.
Hey, Sal, you got any carded Stan Solo laying around?
I don't. I only ever bought loose.
Okay.
So, yep, I got K3PO or whatever it is, the white C3PO. I got that one, and then the astromech with the clear dome that was green.
Nice.
Yep.
I liked that one because it reminded me of the sneak peek episode 2 astromech that I had as a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I like Stan Solo stuff. Or no, I have a Mala Man or whatever that's called.
Oh, a Man?
Well, it's a Man, but it's in Darth Maul colors.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that he did that one.
Yeah, that was a gift from Michael Schaefer. I held on to that. So I sold all my vintage, but I held on to like that one. And he and I can never remember how to say the guy's name. But Mr. Fresh, I think is how you pronounce his last name. The two of them made a custom sand trooper for me, and I still have that.
That's cool.
So I'm keeping, like, of my entire collection, I'm keeping probably about 10%.
Yeah. Russell, thoughts on Ahsoka is that now we're pretending we like the prequels. That's what I think.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, I've always liked the prequels, but I was like 10, I think, when episode 1 came out. So I was in that sweet spot.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you, Sal. I like the prequels too, but it's just like Michael was saying when we were talking the other day on his burned out live stream. He was saying that the first thing that they say in the sequel trilogy is this will begin to set things right. Basically saying, go eat a bag. If you're a prequels fan, we're going to go back to form, but then we're going to shit the bed on this. But now we're putting Hayden Christensen lines in the trailer for Ahsoka, and everyone's acting like that's going to fix it. But I guarantee you it's going to be just like Kenobi, where, yeah, that'll be nice to see, but it's ultimately going to be pointless.
Yeah. The thing I'm not going to watch it, but the thing I'm most interested to see is if Filoni finally has the balls to kill Ahsoka.
No,
because
I won't do that.
Say what you want about Rebels. Season 1 was rough. It was very rough. If you can get past season 2, like, Rebels gets better as it goes. But Ahsoka, quote, gets killed by Vader in Rebels, and it's like it was a perfect send off. Like, it was a tearjerker. It made you tighten the chest a little bit because, like, they're dueling. She cracks his helmet, and she's like, Anakin, and she's like, basically telling her to run and all that kind of shit. And she's like, I'm not going to leave you this time, because she left him on the steps of the Jedi Temple. And it's like, oh, like right in the heartstrings, and clearly she dies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the last season, like last 2 episodes, they figure out how to do time travel, and Ezra saves her at the last second. And you're like, why didn't you just let her die?
Yeah.
It took all the punch out of that.
Well, yeah. I don't think he'll be able to. I guess it depends on the timeline. But I don't think he'd be able to kill her because she's hanging out with Luke and Grogu, and that's post Jedi. But I think this is between 3 and 4, correct?
No, this is after. Actually, it might be. I think it might. I don't know. I think it was supposed to be post, like, season 2 of Mandalorian originally.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I mean, this could be like before Mandalorian, because it's like she asks that one chick with the spear, she's like, "Where's Thrawn?" or something like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm really confused because what's her name's in it that was also in Clone Wars, right? I don't know,
How
man.
about Sabine Wren?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in Rebels, and that was Hera. So Hera
Okay.
they're part of the Ghost crew.
She looks so much older, Sabine does, that I would think this is going to be after the war.
Okay.
It may be before the Mandalorian, but
Well, it
after
kind
episode
of
6.
has to be because the last, very, very, very last episode of Rebels takes place after the war because they're looking for Ezra. Which
Yes,
I don't mean to spoil anything, but Ezra and Thrawn are dead. Because the last time we see them, the space whales are there, and they crash through the windows on the bridge where Ezra and Thrawn are, like, fighting, and then that ship goes into hyperspace. So there's nothing to keep the vacuum of space from killing them when they go into hyperspace because the windows are broken. So they're dead.
that's the way
But
it should be.
Yeah.
but we've seen, Carrie Poppins happen, so we don't know. Which people love to complain about that. They're like, "Oh, that was so dumb. I can't believe they did that." But the same people who are like, "Oh, Force Unleashed is my favorite game, nipple twist. Oh my god!" And it's like, but he does it too. He gets sucked out of a ship and then forces his way back in. So you can't hate one and like the other.
What's up, Embargo?
Howdy. Snuck in.
Glad to have you, as always.
Yeah,
This is a very laid back stream today. We're just talking about whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, we had a housewarming thing earlier, and everyone just left, so I was able to sneak away.
Nice.
Very cool.
Embargo, you don't have your blue lighting going, man.
I don't. It's because I literally just snuck away from everybody playing down here.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, going back to the prequels, I have a love-hate relationship, much like everyone else does. I appreciate the prequels. I enjoyed them. I see their flaws, and I can see where the writing could have been better. Where actions would have been better than words
Mm-hmm.
in a lot of scenes.
For me, I think the story is great, is good. I think it holds up. It's the dialogue specifically.
Exactly.
From where I'm standing, the Jedi are evil. That was a punch. All right, gut punch there, boys.
Sal, well then you are lost.
Right. Then you all like.
Hey, the prequels, when you're 5 and 6 years old and those are coming out in theaters, those movies are hot shit.
Yeah.
I mean, those were the greatest things from my childhood. Was when the new prequel
glitching
movies
out again.
came out.
Yeah, I'm glitching out again. Great.
You sound clear now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you sound fine now. I did hear the robot for a second, but it went away. Yeah, Rebels. I enjoyed Rebels, except for all the filler episodes. I thought it was interesting. What I didn't like about Rebels was the fact that they were calling themselves Jedi. I'm like, you have no right to call yourselves a Jedi. You're a Force user. You may not know the Jedi ways.
So did you watch all of Rebels?
What's that?
Did you watch all of Rebels?
I did.
Okay, because I mean, Kanan pretty much after a certain point, he's like, I'm not a Jedi until Ahsoka knights him as an actual Jedi. Because he's like, I never got knighted.
Yeah.
So
they were. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, it was just aggravate me that they were marketing them as Jedi, and I'm like, they're not Jedi.
right.
Kanan left. The Jedi Order was killed before he was ever knighted.
Well, yeah, he was a Padawan. But
yeah.
So I'm gonna go take a shit, but
Thanks for sharing.
Something to talk about while I'm gone. Is a Jedi a religion, or is it just a light side Force user?
It's a term to sell toys.
Yeah.
Well, Tarkin said it was a religion.
Yes, he did. It's more of a religion, more of a I not. I wouldn't say it was a strictly a religion. It is more of a, I want to say cult, but like group
Mm-hmm.
of, you know, it's a fraternity um, of of religious beliefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's how you defend it. I mean, you could see the parallels between Jedis and monks. I mean, in certain ways. So, I mean, they all live in a temple dedicated to the one thing. Not supposed to have attachment.
I think
It's
the
how you defend
force
it.
is the religion.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the force, but it is a religion. But it's because you could have the Jedi and other groups. Not,
Yeah.
I don't say they actually worship it. They just respect it, I guess. Utilize it. I don't know. It's an interesting conversation to have.
Yeah. George Aitken, I just wanted to bring up. He said, "Do you think Kenobi would have been better set during the Clone Wars?" I guess if you like what was going on in Clone Wars, I personally think the 3D animated creates further problems with the 3 films. But I guess it again just depends on which side of the aisle you enjoy.
I haven't seen the Kenobi series.
Zero reason.
I'm probably gonna watch there's a guy making.
The Patterson cut, yeah.
I don't think it's the Patterson cut. I think it's a different cut.
There's
Because I think the Patterson cut led me to this guy's.
okay.
I cannot remember his name. Trying to see if I can figure out where. Give me a second and I'll look up my.
I would have loved to see a Kenobi show set before Phantom Menace. If him and Liam Neeson were still younger, I would have loved to see some of their early stuff.
They did a book about that back in the day, and I forget what it was called. But it had Chancellor Valorum on the front cover.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. But I mean, Phantom Menace, the chemistry between Liam Neeson and
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor, I thought was really strong. So would have liked to see them play off of that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that comic series they did. No, was it? Yeah, there was a comic series of them. I didn't really enjoy it that much though.
They did one with Obi-Wan and Anakin too, and that one also sucked.
Yes.
But that was like Disney era. I don't know if the Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan was Disney era as well. But that book with young Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon was also kind of boring. I mean, that was one of the books where it was like, yeah, this is typical for a Star Wars novel at this point. I mean, because
yeah,
I don't know what your guys' ratio experience was when you'd read those, but I felt like I mostly just gave up on them because every time I would pick one up, I was like, okay, I guess this is just the bad one again.
I stopped
it
reading
seemed
the
like for a
comics.
while there that they were really struggling to get away from the Skywalker saga of series of events.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't think of anything to write with these characters otherwise.
Mm-hmm. And I went back and listened to the episode 3 novelization because I had that audiobook and I forgot how bad that was.
It is the Pixel Joker 95 on YouTube.
Okay.
He's an actual digital effects artist who worked on, I think, Rogue One.
I think I've heard of him.
He's done a lot of stuff. Like he's in the Hollywood sphere and does stuff. He's making an edit of this.
Did Retroblasting talk about that one at one point?
No, he talked about the Patterson.
He talked about the Patterson one. I thought he talked about the one from the Rogue One guy too, but
I didn't even know there was another one that was getting attention. I figured we were far enough out that people would have stopped trying to polish that turd.
No, this one, he's actually adding scenes.
Oh,
Let's here, I'll do this. If y'all will entertain me for a sec.
yeah. Let's see.
Will share the screen and I've never played a video on here before, but we'll see what we can do here. Let's see if this works. Can y'all hear it?
Did you share the audio tab? Oh, yep, I can hear it.
He added all this text to him,
Looks good.
visuals.
You've made mistakes. We all did.
Added that.
Wow.
Like everything in here, he's added or created
The
new
past.
stuff.
Move on. Be done with it. Please, old friend. One last fight.
You already know the outcome, don't you?
Oh, that didn't have the. Oh, that didn't have the Luke one. There's one with Luke in it that is really good. See, like they fixed the head there.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I noticed right off the bat is I'm still seeing Kenobi versus Vader. So unless that's some kind of like dream sequence, we're still breaking canon.
Yeah.
Kenobi versus.
Hey,
What
if
do you
we're going to
mean?
be watching things on YouTube, can you type in Kenobi Vader Step Brothers and watch that instead? It's 100% worth it, and I love it. It's the best thing to have come out of the Kenobi series, hands down.
Kenobi versus.
It's just Kenobi versus Vader, and then the word Step Brothers.
Oh, okay.
It'll pop up, I promise.
But yeah, like this scene, he fixes the face.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Pixel Joker 95. It looks like it's gonna be better than that. What project did you say?
Oh, the Patterson cut? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I watched the Patterson cut just to see what happened in the series because I watched the first 2 episodes and was like, yeah, this is stupid. And then I saw the Patterson cut and I was like, yeah, this is just as stupid, but it was in a more palatable runtime.
This guy got actors to portray
Yeah, he's
characters.
like reshooting things and all that.
Right. Yeah, he's reshooting fight scenes and stuff and gonna he's a digital guy, so he's putting the faces on the characters so they have more it flows better, more visual
more better.
effects. More better. Yeah. Okay, what'd you tell me to type in?
Kenobi Vader Step Brothers.
Does he teabag his lightsaber?
I hope. we all know that Darth Vader doesn't have a penis anymore. So
Oh, I figured Obi-Wan was doing it.
Is it Hickmeister?
Maybe.
It
I
says
don't
Darth
remember.
Vader buries Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it's Step Brothers.
Yes, that's the one. It's fantastic.
38 seconds.
Yep, it's real short. It's the best thing out of that show.
Sorry. I'll wait for the ad to play.
You don't want to give them free ad plays?
Nah.
I pay for YouTube Premium, and I don't care that the price went up. I don't really notice it, but I do notice when I don't have premium. I'll be listening to like a 2-hour podcast. Every 15 minutes there's an ad break, and I'm like, you know what? I'm willing to pay the $20 a month or whatever it is to not have to listen to this.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man, because it's always some super loud commercial about a hearing aid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get to that point where we're gonna start getting political ads anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. This is great.
You were dead! I saw you die! I was faking.
Oh my god.
Focus to slow my heart rate down. What are you doing? I'm burying you. I'm alive! Man, I'm alive! You're waking the neighbors! No, shut up! No! Now I'm gonna play your drumstick. Close your eyes. Let the dirt just shower over you. This is your fault. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna sleep good tonight.
So what 10-year-old did John C. Reilly think about to get out of that pile of sand?
That's what I want to know.
Was it Chris Gardocki, the kid that made him lick the dog crap?
I think so.
Yeah.
I got a dog. What dog crap?
Now you lay this shit on me?
The moon was awful and a mess, and one of the Inquisitors destroyed a snow speeder and surviving it. Yeah.
And also, I get Temu ads a lot. Huh.
Yeah, there's like people are like, I'm sponsored by Temu, and I'm like, this is like AliExpress and Wish. Why are people falling for this?
I know, that's what I figured too.
The one ad that keeps playing every time for me is that I don't know, it's people swimming in a pool, and then it's that song, if you're feeling good, it's all I need to know. Driving me nuts.
Yeah, the ads wouldn't be so bad if there was at least some variety. But like whenever I watch Hulu, like because I don't pay for the ad free on Hulu because I don't really use it enough to justify it. But whenever I have Hulu, it's the same like 3 ads that play over and over and over, and I'm just, and they're like twice as loud as whatever I'm watching.
Mm-hmm.
A woman can survive being stabbed. Yeah, Qui-Gon can't. Absolutely.
I think Qui-Gon's the only one who can't survive getting stabbed at this point.
Yeah.
Sal, you want me to play this one on screen?
The one I just sent you. If you want to, it's up to you. It's a little spicy, but it just speaking about the ads, it's something that I cobbled together.
I'll watch it later then.
Okay. Like it's not super spicy. It's comedy, but it's pretty good. So
yeah, the commercials nowadays is just horrible. Like I'm not even entertained by them.
No.
Most of them are like ads for medications.
Yeah. There's one that I mean it's safe to play. Like you're not going to get a bunch of heat for it probably, but it's 2023 and people are sensitive, but I don't think it's offensive. I thought it was funny when I made it. But there's one, it's some car commercial that plays Hold On Loosely by 38 Special. And like in the commercial, the kids are like singing along to him, like, this song's about having sex. Like it's like they're singing the part that's like hold on loosely, but don't let go. If you squeeze too tightly, I'm gonna lose control. And the kids are singing that part, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I know that like WAP was on the radio for a while, so let's put it in some context. But at the same time, like y'all don't know what the song's about, do you? You just wanted it for the commercial. Now watch
Everything
it.
that was deemed inappropriate 30 years ago is fine now.
Yeah.
Nobody
What do you
cares.
think, Drew? You think that's safe to show everybody?
If you want to show it, I'll play it. I'll pull
Go
it
for
up.
it. Go for it. I think it's funny. If people hate me, then I don't give a shit. I'm about 3 days away from deleting my channel anyway.
Don't do that.
I told you what you needed to do.
I don't remember.
Keep the logo. Change the toys to Talks.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Did you say tots or talks?
Talks.
Oh,
I wish I could get 2 cent
Tater
tots.
tot.
Are you kidding me? I love tater tots. I used
Sal,
to
Sal,
not
give me
like
some of your tots.
Go get your own.
All right. Give me a second. Now we'll
Yep.
pull this up.
Yeah, these are the types of videos that I make now. That I'm like George Lucas. I make videos, but I don't show them to anybody.
Yeah, I call BS on that. He probably hadn't made a single video except a home video of his family.
Spinach. Yeah. There's a video of him like opening a spinach container or something like that. And he's like, "Yeah, I make movies now, but they're for me. You know, I don't. They're not going to be seen by anybody." And it's like, okay, George, like do what you do, bud. But
Well, I mean, after I found out that the flies that are buzzing around Watto in Attack of the Clones were actually from them just filming some horse dung out on Skywalker Ranch, that they then realized, oh, we can finally use this footage. I got to wonder what kind of movies he's making.
yeah, yeah.
He's filmed out the whole sequel trilogy himself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go.
Nice.
All right.
If you're HIV negative, you and your healthcare provider can decide if PrEP may be right for you.
She had man hands.
Man hands.
The hands of man. It's like a creature out of Greek mythology. I mean, she was like part woman, part horrible.
Oh my God.
Okay, yeah, that was worth it.
Nice.
Those are the videos I make for myself now.
She had man hands.
She had man hands. Yeah, so that ad, it's some HIV medicine or something. It was on Hulu. Like, didn't matter what I watched, it was every single ad break that played. And I was just like, after a certain point, I'm like, she's got man hands. And then I just made it. But
Should do one with Daisy Ridley with the episode where he's like, sometimes she's really pretty, other times she's hideous. You never know what you're going to get.
Hey, I need to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Cool.
that's what I did. I feel $1 million better.
Your pants fit?
Well, I'm wearing gym shorts, but yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
good.
it was. I think it was the first Iconicon, maybe the second one, but I think it was the first one because I didn't have a desktop, then I had a laptop, and I forget what stream I was on, but I got the bubble guts fierce. Like I had to go, and it was like we were running 90 minutes. I think we were like 30, 40 minutes into it, and I didn't want to be like, hey, I'll be right back because it was first Iconicon, so I just like started a conversation, hit mute, and unplugged my microphone, and brought my laptop with me so I could at least listen. And just fucking like just buckshot inside that toilet, and then came back and then plugged everything back in, and no one even knew I did it.
Nice.
It was rough. That first Iconicon, like, when we did so much streaming, like by the second or third day, I had a trash can, like a little trash can with a fucking like a bag in it or whatever, just in case I had to pee, because it was. We were nonstop.
Yeah, I know you guys were suffering because Michael got woken up, what, like 10 minutes before he had to do a stream?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was rough. But we didn't do one this year, so it was kind of nice to have a break.
Yeah. Well, and I hope that if, when it comes back, you guys don't torture yourself as much.
Yeah. That's the
On the next episode of Poop Talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Last time on blowing up the toilet.
Taco Bell run season
Yeah.
finale.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna get Taco Bell later. Actually, I was thinking about that yesterday. But it's one of my guilty pleasures. People are like, "Oh, do you like Mexican food?" I'm like, "I like Taco Bell."
I like
Like-
cheap American Mexican.
Like I've been to like not Tijuana, Mexico. Like I've been to like Mexico City, like heart of Mexico, and had real Mexican food, and I still like Taco Bell more.
Are we talking about Ray?
Yeah, it was. It was a detective show. It's in the UK, and yeah, her boobs are out and everything.
Oh, nice.
That was her best acting as a corpse.
And from that role, she got Star Wars.
Killed it.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's very nice. I'm sure she's probably a great actress in the right role, but I don't know. I think the best out of like the main three, if you want to call them that, from the sequel trilogy, I think Oscar Isaac's probably the best actor out of all three of them. He had the least screen time and the least amount of lines.
Which is probably for
Yeah.
the best.
They all three had potential. It was just a crap show.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was all in for Ray and everything. I was like, she's hot, she's awesome, I love it. And then I'm like, halfway through the movie, I'm like, okay, she's getting everything a little too quickly.
Drew,
Okay.
I think you only like her because she made our foreheads look small.
Dang.
What?
Wrong button. I said I think you only liked Ray because she made your and I's forehead look small. Because she's got a 5A. That shit's like up here. It's like Vegeta.
Dun, 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 dun.
I can say that because we both have big foreheads.
So out here throwing right hook.
I'm going for the jugular. I have to keep turning my camera off because I think having my camera on is like sapping my Wi-Fi. So
Silent Witness is the name of the show.
Yeah. Yep.
I wish they would have been silent in those sequel movies.
And now everyone's like quietly Googling it. Like, oh, there it is.
I'm actually knitting a sweater right now, so I can't.
Oh, good. Good. Good.
Search for Silent Witness, Ray, not safe for work.
I'm good.
Yeah, no, you're literally not missing anything.
No.
Yeah. I got quiet.
Yeah, so chaos walking or
Yeah, no, I keep muting because I'm hitting my vape and it's really loud because my microphone's right next to my face.
Sounds like
Yeah, pretty much. That's for all those who are ever wondering about like the photos I shared of my thumbnails, all that smoke effect. It's literally just me vaping.
nice.
So, yeah, that's how I did
Two
it.
birds with one stone.
Yeah, that's I'm a very practical effect type dude. Like I didn't Photoshop. Like I would boost color on things, like because you take a picture of something and it doesn't look how it looks in real life. So I'd like adjust the colors to try and make it look how I see it. But that's it. I didn't Photoshop any of my stuff other than like putting emblems on things. Obviously, like oh here's the decal for the thumbnail or whatever. But no, I did prop stuff. I bought like one of my favorite ones is the speeder bike or the biker scouts for Mandalorian for Black Series. I actually bought that magic sand and put that down for those and all that. Like, so it was always practical stuff. It's got totes of it. No idea what I'm going to do with it.
But let's be honest, you did AI that snow speeder.
Right. That's right. Yep.
can't wait to get this figure.
Oh God, that I don't know if you saw. I left the GIF of the guy from Get Out just like crying.
Oh, Ryan.
Oh Lord.
I think it would have been even funnier if Ryan didn't know that Mark was making that.
Mm-hmm.
Opened it up and
Yeah, that's a thing of nightmares for sure. Not Ryan's face, but just the fact that it exists on a Mr. Potato Head.
Mm-hmm. The white potato.
Hey, buddy.
is he going to be on your 2-cent tots show?
Oh, yeah, probably. He was the first episode of The Way I Played, which is it's my favorite thing to do on the channel.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was. I'm pretty sure you're the first person I ever came onto a live stream with
Mhm.
for that show.
Yep.
I think that was our first show ever, and it was your last one too. Wasn't it?
Maybe it might have been. I don't know. I know I owe one to Melinda. I owe one to Jeremy, and I think I owe. There's like 2 more, I think, but it's the desire's not really there to do it. I'll be honest with you.
Well, you've been very busy lately, so it makes sense.
Yeah. I've been really busy, and I turned off the monetization and all that, and it's like, I don't know. It's weird being on a live stream without super chats enabled, because it breaks up the chat. It's easier to read that way. You get a green one and then a blue one. You can read the stuff in between a lot easier, and then otherwise it's all gray and it all just kind of bleeds together. But I'm not willing to deal, as M. Vargo's intimately aware, I'm not willing to deal with the taxes. So, but which I'm so dumb. I wish I had thought about it. I should have started an LLC and then just kept all my receipts for toys and done that as a write-off. But I didn't know I could do that. So,
yeah, that's gonna be my first move.
Yeah. Yep. Because I was like, well, I'm buying the toys for my collection. I'm not buying them for the channel, but technically I was. So it's like I should have done that, and I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're not monetized, can you do that? Or
no, I think it has to be towards actual employment. Like, it'd be receiving funds. But
Gotcha.
Embargo could correct me on that.
Yeah, I mean, you could set up a business. I mean, you don't have income to offset it to a point. Won't make a difference. So it won't, because you won't be able to take a loss on it until you start earning an income. You can't just have a business with just losses and no revenue source coming in. So,
Yep. It's like that Long John Silver's in town that just refuses to close, just taking losses.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Sal, but mine's coupled with a KFC.
Well, that is the best of both worlds. I would take that. I love Long John Silver's. I haven't been to one in like 2 decades, but you get me a chicken basket with some fries and some hush puppies, and that's probably why I look the way that I look. But delicious.
I don't get to eat any of that stuff anymore, man.
No. Oh, IBS coming to get you.
No, like I had insane arthritis that just came out of nowhere. And the only thing that started fixing my problem was my diet. So I have a very strict diet. I eat the same thing basically every day. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I feel
I'm trying to cut back on conventional wheats.
Yeah. Conventional weed. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you just get the good then? You gotta go to the back room of PetSmart and get it.
Gets it shipped directly from Snoop Dogg.
That's right.
I said conventional wheat, not weed.
I know. I wrecked it.
All organic.
That's right.
Oh, God. Oh, and got Neil in the house.
What up?
What's up, Neil?
Hell yeah.
Hey, well, anything else y'all want to talk about? I know we've been on for a few hours, but my wife's out of town, so I'm just chilling.
Hell yeah. What time is it? It's almost 6. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
We didn't ask M. Vargo because he came in late. You got any pickups, man?
Oh, yeah. Last week.
He's living in his pickup.
He did go back to PowerCon after we streamed, so it's possible.
I mean,
that is true. I did get 2 more Swarm Hordes because Bobby said there was no limit on the last day.
Nice.
Oh, you
So
lucky.
I have 5.
What about? Does that mean I can reorder again?
No, you weren't there.
you can place an order through mvargo97.com. The shipped price is $200 each.
That's about right.
I picked up this guy finally. I finally got the White Ranger Lightning Collection figure.
So that figure was He was in my top 10 for that year when he came out because he was so good. And then as that line's gone on, I feel like they've just gotten worse.
Yep. Well,
Those head sculpts have been horrible.
Yeah, I mean the remastered ones aren't terrible. Those are the ones that I'm picking up right now, but they're not putting out the White Ranger, so I had to go find. I found this guy at PowerCon, so
Nice.
picked him up to add him. Just to the Mighty Morphin. So
I got mine up there.
it sucks because most of the Power Rangers that I was in through was some of the earlier seasons, and Hasbro's barely touched half of those earlier seasons. I mean, they did all of Zeo, but I don't think that I don't think they put out like one figure from Turbo. I mean, that's the stuff that I was watching.
They got all of the Alien, all of
Yep.
the
That just came out, right? The Alien
Ninja,
Rangers.
all of Zeo.
Yep.
I think they're only releasing the Red Ranger for
Turbo.
Turbo.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Sal.
I think they've got all of In Space now. I think is out, and so is Lost Galaxy.
I've got, except for the last group of I think there's 3 more figures I haven't gotten yet. I've got all of them.
I wish they would have put out. I wish they would have put out Lightspeed Rescue because for some reason I loved Lightspeed Rescue as a kid. That was like my favorite. But,
Lightspeed. I'm trying to figure. Oh yeah. I didn't really watch during that time.
well, I was still young enough that.
I think I got all the Dino Thunder.
I think Dino Thunder just finished because they just put the Black Ranger out.
What was that? Oh. Oh, Sal said my internet just crapped itself, so I'm just gonna bounce.
Dang.
So,
oh, bye, Sal.
Bye, Sal.
Thanks for coming by. Drew, you play guitar?
In college, I dabbled.
Okay.
And that's the same guitar I had in college. It's been a long time since college.
There you go.
I want to relearn.
Yeah.
But I just haven't taken the time to do it.
We'll see. Yeah, if today would have been the great day to crank up the half stack and go wild.
It would have, but then I wouldn't have gotten to chat with you guys. So
thanks for choosing us.
I have priorities. So, Karnik, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 29.
29. Okay, so you grew up through the 90s.
Yeah, I saw the stuff I needed to see.
Okay.
I'm cultured.
You're cultured. Cultured swine. Very cool. You and Embargo are closer in age, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm 26. So
26. Okay. I am about to be 43 in a couple weeks. Right?
Nice.
Old as hell.
Well, you don't look it, man. So good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I try to stay young at heart.
Yep, that's why we have our basements and that we do. And
yeah, there must be something about the plastic that does that.
Plastic crack.
That's right.
Yeah. So my mind just ADD'd as I was asking a question. Oh, sorry, ADHD'd. So, but yeah, you were talking. Scott said, "Bunch of kids." Embargo, is that the only thing you got? Was the White Ranger?
Yeah, like I said, I picked up another Swarm Horde, two more Swarm Hordes. I think that's it. I think. Nothing's coming to the top of my head right now, so.
Embargo, did I miss it? Did you get the Stan Solo Desert Rat?
I do. I have the carded version here.
Nice, signed too.
And
Awesome.
yep, and then my loose version I have at the office is in my office. It's in my office with me.
Awesome.
So Tony comes to work with me every day.
There you go. That's cool.
I have the carded version. I didn't get the open one. I didn't really have a display for that, so
Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of 3 3/4 inch stuff anymore. So that's why I decided to bring him to the office. I was like, man, it doesn't fit in with anything I've got in my basement, so he'll work at work.
Is that a figure shield you got that in, Embargo?
Yeah, so this is just one of those star cases, the same ones that the Star Wars figures come in.
Okay.
So it fits the same size. I don't know how I had one, but I just found one in my basement when I was moving stuff. I was like, hey, the Stan Solo Desert Rat's coming out. I think that'll fit.
Yeah, nice. I use the figure shields because I can hang those in my room, and then I don't have to worry about the window or the blinds being open because it has the UV protection in it. Now, we'll find out how protective that is because I've got a George Lucas Stormtrooper on the wall, and if he starts turning yellow, I'm going to be pissed.
What's up, Renato? Yeah, I'm gonna have him on here one day talking about Ninja Turtles. He's a big Ninja Turtle fan.
Nice.
That would be good. The two of you guys.
Drew, you've been on a lot of places, man. You've had The Way I Play. You've had a retro talk. You've had a Pal talk.
He hasn't had a retro talk yet. He's trying to get a retro.
Oh, I thought you had one already.
I had a retro talk. We talked about that the other day.
Yep. Yeah, Michael hasn't done a retro talk in probably a year and a half now, I think, at this point.
Yeah, it's been a while. I enjoyed watching those.
I think Tim's was the last one.
That was a long time ago.
So if you know Retro Talks, you're a Patreon?
Yeah, I was. I haven't been on in a while.
I got you. Yeah, I love some of the videos he puts on there. He's doing the updates right now for the Indy 5 review, but I'm kind of avoiding them because I want to watch it all as one.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any of them yet because I'm like, I don't want to watch them piecemeal. I'm just going to watch the whole 3-hour video when it comes out.
Right.
Nice. So he's straight up going Mauler on everyone, huh?
Oh, he is.
Sweet.
He is. He's breaking it down chapter by chapter detail. And I watched the first thing he did about the languages and stuff, and it was very entertaining and interesting. But I was like, okay, I can't watch anything after that.
Yep. I think this might be one of his most detailed breakdown reviews that he's ever done on anything.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna go into every little thing of why that's not a good movie.
Well, I can't wait because I have no desire to see that movie.
Well, his video will probably be longer than the actual movie itself at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd rather hear what he has to say about it versus going to sit through the movie.
Yeah, I'll eventually watch it, but it'll be for free when I'm bored out of my mind, and I'm just curious.
Drew, do you have Verizon?
I do have Verizon, but it's through my business.
Well, just see if they'll hook you up with the 6-month Disney Plus thing, because I had that, and that's how I watched a bunch of the crappy movies just to like torture myself.
Yeah, I have access to Disney Plus. I choose not to watch it.
Yeah.
I got rid of it, deleted it. I don't want to support Disney right now.
Yeah.
So
fair enough.
Yeah. One day I'll see some of this stuff. That's why I was saying I watched that Kenobi Pixel Joker movie whenever he finishes it. He does that in his spare time.
There's nothing on Disney Plus that's that worth seeing right now anyways. So
no.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything that makes me want to do it.
Yeah, we have that Regal Unlimited membership, so it's like $16 a month. You can see as many movies as you want. So we did see Indiana Jones. I totally regret it. I was like, I didn't even pay to see this movie, and I still wasn't happy seeing it because I'd already seen like 2 movies that month. So my month membership had been paid for. I was like, this still wasn't worth the nothing I had to pay for it.
Did either of you guys see Mission Impossible?
I did.
I have not yet.
Okay.
I did.
What'd you think, Embargo?
I liked it. I mean, I've seen most of them in the theaters. I personally think for the most part they're getting better. I mean, it's what it is. I mean, I could just turn my brain off and watch them. It's
Mhm.
not something it's not like a Star Wars that when I see it and it's bad, I'm going to be angry about it. It's like, you know what? I'm going to see it. Tom Cruise makes popcorn flicks at this point.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, this is the first one that I want to watch a second time. I thought Ghost Recon was good. Rogue Nation kind of sucked. That was one I was like, yeah, I could have probably
Yeah.
lived without that one. And then what was the
I
last
really
one?
like Fallout. Yeah, I like Fallout a lot.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
But I like Henry Cavill too, so.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw that one. I don't think I saw the last one. I own 4 of them. The first 4, I think.
Okay.
Or no, I think I know I own the first 3, and then I think I own the 5th one, Rogue Nation or something.
Rogue Nation,
Yeah.
the fifth one.
Yeah, I own that one on Blu-ray, and I'm not sure if I've seen anything after Rogue Nation. I like the series, I just haven't watched them.
Yeah, I mean they're not something like, it's not one of those properties that like if they mess something up, you know you're going to be that upset about, because it doesn't have that like nostalgia tied to it. It's just they're good just to go watch. They're enjoyable. I mean, the newest one was a pretty long movie, but it didn't really feel that long to me.
Did y'all see it might have been a post that Michael French did about what would have made their first movie better?
I don't think so.
I remember him talking about when he was rewatching them. I can't remember exactly what it was though.
He was talking, well, like one thing he was saying was that Ethan Hunt should have been Ethan what's the guy they made into a villain that was a part of the original show, played by John Voight.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember what his last name was.
I can't.
I don't remember.
I keep wanting to say Mr. Anderson, but that's Matrix.
My Mission Impossible background lore is not very extensive.
Yeah, the main guy that's throughout the TV series is John Voight's character, and
Right.
John Voight, they basically turned him into the bad guy, which sucked. Spoiler if you haven't seen it, but the movie's
30.
Pretty old, guys.
pretty old. But he was saying that should have been a different character, and they should have had Ethan should have been his son. Phelps. Thank you, George Aiken. Should have been Ethan Phelps, not Ethan Hunt. And he's the son of the original Phelps.
Mm.
And it would have been made it a much better film. And he had other things too, but I really like that. Jim Phelps, yes.
I'm not sure I've ever seen the original TV show.
Yeah. It's been a long time for me.
I've never seen the TV show.
They used to play it on FX when it first came out.
Oh, yeah.
Back when they played Batman 66 and Green Hornet all the time. I would watch all those, and they play Mission Impossible on there. So yeah,
Jeremy Kerr's got a question for you, Drew.
Drew, did you ever figure out what that extra wheel went to in the cart you got? I've been curious. Yes, it is. I got the wheel right here. It is. It's just the wheel to the whatever you call this thing. Not the bullet bomber, the net launcher. So.
What is that?
This is the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves net launcher.
Oh, nice.
It unrolled on me. But when I was at Joe Fest, I bought the battering ram, the battle wagon, and this wheel was in there, and we couldn't figure out what it went to. But when I got home, I realized it's just one of the wheels off of the net launcher.
Nice.
So I just prop it up against the castle like it's part of the castle exterior. So makes for an interesting scene. But yeah. Hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I saw that had been in
No,
there.
that's great. I love when the chat asks questions.
Yep.
There was a continuation of the 60s Mission Impossible show in the 80s. It lasted for one season. Both series are good. I didn't know that. I'll have to check that out.
Paramount on the rights to those still? Are they on Paramount Plus? Or?
Yeah, all of that. I don't know about the TV shows, but all the movies are on there.
I'm a physical media guy. I gotta buy the disc. I mean, I like watching digital. I put all my movies on Plex so that I can pull them up.
Yep.
In different parts of the house, but I like having the physical media.
Yeah, it just depends on where I'm at in my house, what I'm watching. If I'm watching just streaming something, or I'm actually going to put a disc in.
Yeah.
Yeah, my main thing with physical is I try to buy as much as I can, but most of the time when I end up buying something physical, it's because the digital version of the movie is the wrong version of it for me.
And Vargo, you need to upload your new logo and put it when you go off camera so it shows up. You're muted.
What I need to do is sign into StreamYard for when I hop on. I usually
That helped.
just jump the link and come in as a guest, but I also forgot that I had that new logo. So
yeah, you got a new logo. It looked good too, by the way.
Yep, thanks. Yeah, I'm working on trying to figure out what I'm gonna try to do with my channel. I'm actually working on my first actual scripted piece of content. So I think I'm on,
you're in the same boat, or I'm in the same boat with you. I know. Actually, all three of us are, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of got my path. It's just a matter of building up the library at this point.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not, I'm just doing it for fun in my spare time right now. So why not? And, the big thing was, because I was able to go to PowerCon, and was able to get those Series 3.1 figures. That video is doing, not surprisingly, pretty well because nobody else has them right now. So
when is the Valaverse panel going up? Have they put that up yet?
I'm not sure. I mean, in all reality, there wasn't a whole lot shown at it. It really was just the price of the Vanguard. They showed Atlas all geared up, and they basically said that they showed the new figure stands that they're going to be coming with in Series 5.
Nice.
So, and these new figure stands will be interlocking with each other.
Uh-huh.
So
that's cool.
Kind of like a dirt ground type of look. And they'll be different colors, like white to go with the Arctic, and desert ones will be tan. But they can all interlock with each other, and you can build up your stands that way. So,
what did the Vanguard land on?
I think it was $184.99.
Nice.
So, but it was pretty much the Joe Fest panel with just a couple added things on there. So, I think I was talking to him. He said they asked him pretty late if he wanted to get a panel. So he's like, I got to show a couple new things, but I don't really have a whole lot to show right now. So it's like
a lot of reiteration.
Yep. Here's Atlas's gear, which he's looking pretty sweet, but still gray model. I mean, there wasn't really anything big new that was being announced. So
yeah, one thing he mentioned a long time ago about possibly doing this, but he hadn't done it. I guess priorities and everything. But two things with his stands I would love is one to have a connector where you can do jumps or action in the air,
like a hole in the back of it.
Yes, something that you can connect it and hold a swarm going into the air or something. But also, I kind of wish he would do like you said, he's doing connecting scenes. It would be really cool if they were not if those particular ones, but like if he had the alternate ones you could buy for stands, have connecting like grounds, like snow covered ground or desert or jungle.
Well, that's kind of how
Look,
these new stands look. They look like they're like a piece of ground, but they've got like the Action Force logo stamped into it.
So it doesn't look like the same. It's not the same.
No, it's not the
logo?
same stand. It's he reworked them. It looks like a piece of ground. Like the one he showed was like a tan color. It's got like the Action Force like
So it's
logo.
not graded like the others.
No, it's I'm trying it looks I'm trying to think what it looks like if I've got a stand that kind of looks like that. No, it's not that grating anymore. It looks like it's like actual ground.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love these stands. I don't
Yeah.
want them to stop making these, but you know, having the options is pretty cool.
Yep. Oh, one thing he did say though, he said he's thinking. So the gray model for the Vanguard is winning the vote competition right now. So he's thinking it might be coming out in gray and tan, with the tan being Action Force and the gray being a Steel Brigade, with Steel Brigade logos on it.
It's gonna make me buy two. Dang
Yeah.
it!
Well, so what I mentioned to him is I was like maybe what you should do is maybe just come like do like a decal set with it, so you can make with the one in Steel Brigade and one in Action Force, just depending on your preference, rather than locking the one color into the one. But we'll see.
I feel like eventually he's going to have to get around to different colors anyway.
Yep. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
he just says he doesn't like decals a whole lot sometimes because if you don't put them on right, you get a fingerprint underneath it and then it looks weird. And
He's got a point.
Yeah.
Plus, over time, they just dog ear anyway.
Yep.
Yeah. I would like to. I would like to get that. I don't know where I'm going to put them. By the way.
Yeah.
I have no.
I've been planning for space for the Vanguard, but now if he's coming out with two colors, I may be buying more than I originally planned. So
Yeah. Now he had said something about doing for those. He's doing like a pre-order for like almost a year, right?
yeah, so what he said is he thinks he's trying to shoot for the Vanguard to come out in like May or June. So like a
half a year.
8-month pre-order window or something, opening up in September and then basically
See, that's
running.
doable though. Like
Yeah.
I mean, if it's under $200, I mean, let's say you're trying to budget out, trying to get that. You want both. You budget out
Yep.
$50 a month. You got.
Yep.
You could get both of them.
Yep. He doesn't have a price on the rocket add-on yet, and he said he's finalizing the figure, but those will be ready in September when the pre-order goes up.
That's exciting.
So,
Chronic, are you do you collect the line? You might have stepped away.
well, because so we got a comment about Gemini's face sculpt, and so I agree a little bit when it first came out, but I do think it does look better in person.
She looks Hispanic. She looks like
Yeah,
Hispanic.
I mean, obviously he had the base head for Daniel Kelly's figure,
Right.
and he had to work over it, take what he had, and then modify it to be able to make it distinguishable. Thanks, Impossible. Yeah, let me see what's Gemini's description. Caldwell Sarah from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. So I don't know if she's meant to be Hispanic or, but
Well, I mean, this is a
Yep.
melting pot country. I mean,
Yep.
You can be from New England and still be
Yep.
Hispanic.
I'm not sure because I thought I remember him saying that Sidewinder character that's coming out was meant to be the first, like, Mexican origin, Hispanic origin character. So
Yeah, she looks it to me. That's why.
yeah, I mean, but I do think it looks a lot better than it did
I
on
agree. I completely agree.
in the vendors. So
Chronic, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, did you ask me something and I left?
Oh yeah, sorry.
My bad.
Do you collect Action Force?
Nah, man, I don't do anything 6-inch anymore.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
it's funny because I don't do anything 3 3/4 inch anymore. That was my primary scale, and then I decided I switched. So
Yeah. No, I mean, I think Bobby's doing great. I love that.
Yep.
You know, he cares about the people that's buying his stuff, and you know, he's kicking Hasbro's ass on the price. I mean, one Vanguard. I mean, Hasbro would charge you double that for what he's making. So the fact that you can get to for what a Hasbro price would be is
yeah,
brilliant.
I mean, I guess we'll see. We'll see when that vamp comes out. What they actually announce the price on the vamp. So
Yeah, I almost wonder if they're going to take a cue and then they're going to have to backtrack on their statements of, oh well, it's expensive, it's a vehicle.
yes, the ghillie suit's looking really good, George. He had the winter one and the one with blowback on at PowerCon again. Those are looking really good.
And yes to this question, unless
Yep.
you change.
No, it's still the design hasn't been announced what the driver's going to be yet. So I'm really hoping it's not a super awesome looking troop builder that I'm going to have to try and manage to get a bunch of.
Well, here's the thing. If it's like he said, if it's the gray one,
Yep.
it needs to be like a specialty Steel Brigade.
Yep. If he's going to make it a Steel Brigade,
Yeah, it would have to be
with the driver. So
specialty Steel Brigade figure, but with the tan one, it needs to be a special character for that.
For Action Force, yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he said he's not certain that he's doing the 2 yet, but if he does, that might be the route he takes. I mean, to a point, you've got the mold. It's not going to take that much more to just get in a different color. You've already paid for the tooling.
Yeah. It would be cool if the winch was die cast. And he also said, I thought Gemini was Asian.
Yeah, I think she's got those. Her eyes are squinting just because she's in that. You know, she's got that expression face.
I guess I could see that. She just looked like I don't know. She looked Hispanic to me with the yelling face.
Yeah.
Let's see. Are all the version 1 and 2 on the same male body? Yes.
Yep.
Well,
Series 5 will have the new. They'll have, I think, 3 new bodies he's coming out with in Series 5.
Yeah.
The
Same
Atlas.
body shape, but there's different shirts.
Different shirts, different padding.
Yeah. That's what she said. It would be fine with the basic Desert Trooper if it came with the gear pack. And $125 for the vamp. Did we mention the vamp? I guess.
Yeah, I brought up the vamp. I'd just be curious about the pricing for the
missed
vamp.
that part.
So
Cool. Which I think is a reasonable price for the vamp.
Yeah.
yeah, considering, I mean, if you think about it, the Trouble Bubble's $55 right now. So 2 Trouble Bubbles plus a little bit more for the vamp seems I could see the logic behind that price.
Now, Chronic, you do collect the 3 3/4 G.I. Joe, right? You did at one time, or?
The only G.I. Joe stuff I have is the G.I. Joe versus Cobra Spy Troops.
That's my stuff right there.
Yeah.
I know Bobby hates it, but that's what I was buying on the shelves.
Me too.
Christmas and birthdays.
Yeah.
They look wonky, but damn, they were fun toys to play with.
Yeah, they sure were. I loved the ponchos that came with Crosshair and Roadblock. Those are cool. And yeah, like the shipwreck definitely has Power of the Force 2 Luke proportions, but when you get him in the Cobra disguise, he looks pretty awesome.
Yep. Yeah, they've got the really skinny arms and legs, but from a toy point, they're good toys. As an adult collector, I could see why they're not as desirable as the vintage ones, but
that's good for me because I wouldn't want to. I mean, most Joe prices are pretty wild, but yeah, I don't know about you, Vargo. My favorite figure from that line is the blue and red Overkill.
Oh, yep.
Is that these?
Yep,
No.
those ones.
Oh, are
No,
those?
those are Valor versus Venom, right?
Might be. I don't know. I just have a few of these.
I don't.
Yeah, I think those were the latter end of those, the Valor versus Venom line that came after Spy Troops.
She has G.I. Joe written on the leg. I don't know.
But I think the really good, I think some of the best things that those early 2000s Joes had are the vehicles and play sets. I mean, because even if you're a vintage collector, that stuff works fine for it.
Yeah, that's what Chad was telling me. He's like, most of the stuff I have from that are the vehicles, and he was showing me some of the ones. I didn't have any vehicles from that as a kid, but yeah, looking at those, they look cool.
Now, these that have the like wider legs, is that the?
Yeah, the T-crotch ones. Yep.
Right. I have the Snake Eyes and the one with the blue, just like it.
Nice.
And
Yeah, I
then
think that was the first wave of the G.I. Joe versus Cobra. Came out with the T-crotches, and they switched back to O-ring.
Yeah. I have that one from when I was trying to get every Snake Eyes at one time. I never finished that, but
No, I
do
mean
have a
those
bunch of
were great toys. I actually remember when they switched to 25th anniversary style of articulation. I was kind of pissed because I was like, I can't use these with the ones that I've had from 2001 to 2006. But I know most collectors like that 25th line and above now.
I didn't collect most. Well, I take that back. From teenage years to college, I didn't really buy much of anything. Then in college, I got a lot of Spider-Man stuff and little knickknacks and stuff. I started picking up things.
Was that like when the Toy Biz Spider-Man stuff was?
Yeah, I started picking up those. In fact, I still got the Spider-Man.
Nice.
And the I still have the Cap.
I love that was my first Captain America I ever got. I loved that figure.
So I keep them right by my TV.
Yep.
But
great figure for it came out in 2002.
Yeah.
It's still a really solid figure.
So
a little dated, but
I bought a lot of those back then. Then I stopped for a while, and all I was buying was the 3 and 3/4 inch Star Wars figures. A lot of the Clone Troopers
from like Revenge of the Sith on forward, or before Revenge of the Sith.
When they stopped doing the 5 POA and went to fully.
So like with the Attack of the Clones figures.
Yeah, Attack of the Clones. Yeah, I mean, I was buying figures before that too.
Yep.
So, I was buying Phantom Menace and then Attack of the Clones and then
G.I. Joe and Star Wars from like 98 to 2007. That was all I ever bought. That was the only two toy lines I stuck through. So very familiar with everything that came out in that wave. And my older brothers had some of the earlier Power of the Force 2 stuff. So
yeah, and Vargo, you're the same age as my brother.
Yeah.
But I still think that Revenge of the Sith clone body is the best it's ever going to get, because even though they fixed the kind of chicken leg vintage collection figure, the new body they've got, to me, still looks just as bad. Like they're using the CGI proportions, which is a big mistake.
I liked the Clone Wars TV show line a lot.
The animated one?
Yeah, I mean, I was just buying the Clone Troopers, just the Clone Troopers and the tanks and everything. That's all I would buy from it. I was like, this is all I need.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna buy a shit ton of clones, and that's all. I mean, I had a huge amount at one point. I have no idea what happened to them, but
I have the DVD commemorative sets of the Jedi and the Sith. So it's the 3-pack of Dooku, Asajj, and Grievous, and then Anakin, Obi-Wan, and the Red ARC Trooper.
Yep. Yeah. Just the worst thing about those era figures is those plastic yellowed so quickly on most of those figures.
Yeah, it's tough. A
I
lot
mean, I
of
remember even like some of the ones I bought in 2008. By like 2011, some of them had already started to yellow a little bit.
Have you done the hydrogen peroxide trick? Because that really does fix them. I just pop the head off and then throw the body in a clear
So
jar.
I don't collect those anymore, but that's the line that those are the lines that I was actively playing with, and
Mhm.
those were my childhood lines. But I remember, because at that point, 2011, 2012, it's like starting to get to that point where it's like, okay, I'm not really playing with these anymore. So they're sitting in boxes. I'm like, but when I pull them out, I'm like, why are these guys yellow?
Yeah. Did you take them outside a lot?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course I did. I mean, with the turbo tank and the ATTEs, I had a big backyard, so they always went outside. So
Nice.
but yes, Impossible Pie. They did. The Revenge of the Sith did have its own line. I remember when that line came out, I was stoked to see those. When Target had their display for Revenge of the Sith, I was like, oh boy, Revenge of the Sith's out.
My Walmart went nuts. I still remember because it was like almost 2 aisles worth of toys.
Yep.
And they had the giant Vader and the fire display in the center of the aisle.
I mean, the packaging art for those really grabbed your attention with the Vader helmet and
Yeah, the egg-shaped box, that was really cool.
Yeah, I got some of this still in the package.
They're still, I mean, most of them you can still get for, I think, pretty cheap now. I think some of the clones are valuable, but what clone troopers aren't at this point.
Yeah.
That's the big thing that stopped me from. I was like, man, I would love to get some of those animated clone troopers again. But for one, the yellowing issue, but you can fix that. But two, they're just so expensive.
Yeah, I don't know what the animated series is doing. I bought those 3-packs at a comic shop probably 7 or 8 years ago at this point. So I've had those a really long time. The other thing that drove me nuts with those is that they were out of scale with the rest of the figures.
Yep. Yeah, but I mean, for me, I had so many of them. It was like, whatever. I'll just these exist in my own space of Star Wars, and my other Star Wars exists in the other space. But that was weird. If anything wasn't in scale, even if it was the same line, it's like I can't play with them. Like with Joe, when they had the 2000 Real American Hero collection, where they just used the vintage molds again.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot of those, and then they came out with the Spy Troop stuff. I was like, I can't use these together; they're
Right.
too different.
Yeah.
And then like what? Yep. And then
Sure lived in the 80s.
yeah.
Mask, G.I. Joe, He-Man.
Well, but the thing was, because those
Rambo.
were really Joe and Star Wars were my only two lines. So when they started changing things, I was like, don't change them. These are the only things I buy.
Yeah.
If you start making everything too different, I can't. That's like when I said when they came out with the 25th anniversary articulation for Joe and they started modernizing it. Like Star Wars, Star Wars had done it. I was buying them. And then Joe came out. I was like, no, these won't work with everything else that I have. My 8 years prior of Joe that I bought. But
they did that with the Dragon Ball GT toys too. They were, I don't know what scale those are technically are. I think they may be 5.5 because the other ones were, I don't know. It's kind of a weird in between of like 4 3/4, almost 5, but those were so massively different than the other ones that it was insane that I couldn't. But again, you wouldn't want to necessarily mix those figures anyway, but it was annoying when you were trying to like power them up from base form all the way to Super Saiyan 4. And it's like, it's a whole inch of a difference.
Yep. And that's not even to bring up when Joe came out with Sigma 6. I was pissed when that line came out. No, it's no wonder why that line only lasted like a year and a half, because it was too small for the 12-inch figures. It's too big for the 3 3/4-inch figures. I was like, I don't want to buy these. Don't have any. I'm not buying a brand new scale of figures.
Yeah.
Just because it's all that Joe had. That's when I really switched over to Star Wars. At that point was when Sigma 6 came out. I was like, well, screw you, Joe. I'm going to go buy Revenge of the Sith and Saga Legends figures.
Well, before that, they had the, what was it? Not Sergeant Rock, but What was that line?
Sergeant Savage and Screaming Eagles.
Sergeant Savage, yeah.
And then they came out with a G.I. Joe Extreme, which was that weird 5 POA, like overly built figures that were awful.
The 90s action posed.
Yep. the super wide stance with the.
Yeah, I have one Savage figure, and I like him. He's just out of scale.
Yeah, the Savage figure should have really been in scale with everything else. There was no reason to make them 1 inch bigger.
I mean, it looks good. It's just compared to other G.I. Joe figures, it's like half an inch to an inch taller.
Yep. Well, that's the thing with toy collecting, right? Is we could sit here all day and talk about, when they reboot a line and why do they have to change it so much? Why do you have to make it 1 inch bigger?
Oh, embargo, we have sat here all day.
Oh, I came in late, so.
That's why we're here, just to talk about this stuff. Like I said at the beginning, it's a show about nothing but toy talk and what we love.
Yeah, last week we got on a travel tangent for like 45 minutes. Wasn't even toy talk at that point.
It doesn't have to be toy talk. It's pop culture, just things we love. And I mean, it doesn't even have to be like, only talk about what we love. It's like, what we used to love that we wish we could love again, and, critique things.
Yep.
Yeah.
I used to love Beverly D'Angelo.
They cancel clip.
Because Impossible Pie said, instead of G.I. Joe, his autocorrect got him and said G.I. Hope. Sorry.
Oh, okay. That's it. See it. The 6 inch doesn't bother me as much. It's just the vehicles. I'm like,
Yep.
I like having the 6 inch version of a more detailed figure sitting on my shelf, showing off the
character.
The character. But when I have a 3 3/4, that's why I buy both. I like the 3 3/4 action figures. I want them like in a vehicle or in an action.
Yep.
Like battle action.
Yeah, I mean, I like classified. The next video I'm working on, I kind of basically take a look at like the 10 most recent classified figures that I've gotten and just kind of say like, we're 3 years into this point and I'm just kind of taking like, all right, we've come from 2020 where they were, playing laser tag, but they still have issues. I mean, they still haven't made up their mind on what they want to do with the figures. I mean, I don't know if you've got, Drew, I know you saw Tony's video about Big Ben, but they're just all over the place. I mean, they need to pick a consistent theming. Every other Joe line that's been successful has had a consistent theming throughout that run.
Right.
Well, like we were saying earlier, before you got here, the problem is they've removed anybody that knows that kind of stuff out of the equation of the creative process.
Yep. Very true. Nobody that likes the toys are on the toy line anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm noticing with Hasbro, they don't want to complete sets because you'll keep buying to, like, if they don't complete it, but they give you that character, then you're
like Legends. They'll give you a character every 3 years on a team that you need. So you keep coming back and buying. So you eventually will complete that team. But then by that point, your first figure is so outdated, you got to buy a new one.
Yeah. That's the downside of it. If I had the money to, I would get the higher end ones and fill in the blanks.
Yep.
And do a little custom kit bashing. Because all I really want is to just display my favorite comic book characters up on the shelf. And my favorite movie characters up on the shelf. And my military figures up on this one. So
Jeremy made a comment about his rock and roll. So this was the rifle that came with my second Range Viper. Look at this thing. I mean,
you need to give that thing some blue chew, buddy.
For my first range Viper was fine. Then I opened this one. I'm like, something.
Yeah, I got a Chewbacca from a comic pack. He's in the kind of Marvel colors, and he came with a Han and Stormtrooper disguise. And the whole left side of his blaster is just like melted.
Yeah, I don't know what plastic Hasbro likes to use for their guns, but they need to stop.
It's the same plastic they use for their ankles.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, hey, fellas, I don't want to be rude, but I do got to bow out. So, Drew, thank you so much for having me, buddy.
Anytime, bud.
Yeah,
Glad
and Vargo,
you could come on.
thanks, man. Yeah, and Vargo, good talking to you too, man.
Yep. Nice talking to you.
All right, guys. We'll see you later. Have a good rest of your show.
Bye.
And then there were two.
Yeah,
I'm not going to stay
George
on much longer. But
all right. Yeah, George mentioned the retro G.I. Joe collection line. I think it would have been successful if they would have done more with it. If it wouldn't have been like, I think you only got 8 figures and 2 vehicles from it.
Is he talking the ones that were remakes of the most recent 3 3/4? Or
they were like the 50th anniversary stuff put on
rings.
retro cards and were like Walmart exclusives here.
So yeah, I was all in on that. I got them over here. I got both types of his tanks. I got the
All Striker.
What else I get? I got a bunch of stuff. I got everything.
Yep.
Bunch of the troopers, the Cobra troopers, and
hey, and I'll say I never had a problem finding those at Walmart's.
I didn't either. In fact,
when I first saw them and I walked down the aisle, I was like, "Holy shit! G.I. Joe was back in the toy aisle."
I know. I was stoked. In fact, I got all of them on card also.
Yep.
So I wanted them on card, even though the cards are crappy. They've been like crazy. They haven't changed that in a few years, but when they stopped that and started doing O-rings, like I love the old 80s and 90s O-rings. I love those figures. They're nostalgic. I get it, but they're outdated. You know.
Well, the thing is, they canceled them to do O-rings, but they barely did any O-rings. I mean, I think they put out 3 2-packs, and then you had the ones that came with the Transformers collab, and then the Sky Striker. That was it.
2-packs that were like $50 a piece.
Yep, for Duke and Cobra Commander, another Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, and the 2 Cobra Troopers, which was probably the only one that was worthwhile, because the only people that were buying those are the ones that were collecting vintage to begin with.
Yeah.
So, and then, I mean, yeah, they've killed the 3 3/4 inch line. They've shown that they have no desire to go back to that scale. Classified's making the money, and I get it. Why waste resources on a 3 3/4 inch line when your primary money's probably all coming from Classified anyways?
Then why do they keep doing it with Transformers and with the figures with Transformers and with the hat? Why go all in on the HasLab and then give up on the line immediately?
Yeah, but that HasLab barely funded. And then you look at their 2 HasLabs that they did for Classified. Those both did very, very well. And Sky Striker didn't even reach his last funding tier.
Yeah, I wanted it. I didn't want O-ring. The jet looks awesome and everything. I've heard people have had issues with it, but
yeah, it's got current day Hasbro issues. You're better off really just buying the vintage one at this point for the amount of money that's cost you.
So I think I'm correct in saying Action Force weapons are all real world based. Yes, Impossible 5.
Yes, or I think he's got a couple that are coming out that are like very real world inspired and just kind of like, let's put these 4 years in the future. Like I think some of the Swarm weaponry that's coming out. I think the Praetorian, he's got some stuff that's not actually available today, but really could be in a couple years. But that's just how that character is anyways. So
Jeremy Kerr says, I got so many of his tanks. Yeah, I got like 4 or 5 in boxes in my closet that I never opened.
I mean, they were $25. They were $25 and you could find them at any Walmart.
Greatly priced. I mean, I was talking them up to all kinds of kids saying, "Y'all need to go buy these." You know, trying to get kids buying it because I mean, that's what they need. They need a small line of figures and vehicles and play sets that are marketed to kids.
Yep.
Yeah, the adults will buy them because they love them too, but make them and market them to kids. Market them. They don't market them anymore.
Yep. My nephews, I was buying them that retro line, and they loved them. And then all of a sudden, they stopped coming out with anything new. And they were like, "Hey, they were like, can we get more GI Joe stuff?" I'm like, I mean, I want to get you more stuff, but there's nothing else to get you. I've got you everything that they put out, and I don't really want to go back and start. Don't really want to buy them eBay price things. So,
Hey, Tim. Yeah, well, that's a good question. I mean, we could do a full episode just on this, but on marketing to kids and for toys, like you used to have cartoons on like 8 o'clock Saturday morning. This cartoon's playing, and you had toy commercials, and you were able to market this cartoon to the toy aisle for the hold on one second. I mean, you get what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, the other thing is just it's availability. If you put something on the shelf and it's there for a kid to look at and it looks cool, that kid's going to want to pick it up. I can't tell you. I mean, yes, G.I. Joe and Star Wars are my main two lines, but if something looked cool on the shelf, that's how I got it. That's how I got into Power Rangers. I was like, man, I'd never seen the cartoon. I was like, man, these guys look really cool. I don't know who they are, but they look cool. So I picked them up.
Right. And at a reasonable price too.
Yep.
Like a kid can't buy a whole bunch of figures at $25 a piece.
Yep.
You know, and if you're getting the Titan one, I mean, if you really want to get something, I mean, you got to get like a something with lasers, like laser pants.
I'm just here to tell you that the stream is over and it's time to end it. You've been going for 3.5 hours, Drew. That's enough. You hear me?
We don't need that kind of negativity.
How dare you?
Ryan can't do that because he doesn't have control of this stream.
I don't.
I mean, I don't know. I like Ryan yelling at me like that, but
Twinkle in my eye. Really?
that's what you said.
Okay.
At least that's what I heard. So what's up? You jumping in on the
how long have you had that clip ready for this?
Since last time he was on
stream. The clip?
Yeah.
You cut that just for me? Or do you know another Ryan?
No.
Oh,
Well, I do,
goodness.
but not for this show.
Hmm.
Just waiting for the day you yelled at me. I knew it would happen.
I don't yell at people. When have I yelled at anyone?
When you came in.
All right. Fair. That's a fair assessment.
George,
so what are you guys talking about? Because I wasn't listening. I'm not a fan of this channel.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I wasn't here for the first 2 hours, so.
Oh.
Yeah, I had Chronically Online on till just a few minutes ago. He just left. And Sal was on for a little while, but his internet was crap. So he said, I got to dip. It sucks.
Sal was on, but his internet was crap?
Yeah,
Was he on his phone? Was he not at home?
No, he was at home. He just was he was roboting really bad, and then it cut out on him. He just disappeared. Said it crashed on him. Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
So how many buttons on your stream deck are fart noises?
4 for now.
Here, give me another one.
I have another stream deck. Right, this is the small one. This will be all fart noises eventually. Did you get yours working, Drew?
I haven't played with it.
Oh my goodness. You've been playing with something else.
No, I haven't done it yet. I tried messing with it at one time, and then I just wasn't comfortable with it. So,
Dude, you're halfway to 500.
am I?
You're at 248. You're almost halfway.
Oh, I just got a new subscriber, so that means someone dropped out, probably from saying, "God, these streams are so long." I quit.
Let me unsubscribe real quick. Hold on.
Thanks.
I'm kidding.
I just hit 100 yesterday.
Nice. Yeah, you've been putting out some Action Force reviews. One of them got over 1,000 views.
Yeah,
Maybe
the
that's what I
Series
need to do.
3.1's almost at 2,000.
Congratulations.
I'm working on my first scripted video now.
Cool.
Looking at the latest 10 classified figures and say, hey, we're 3 years in now. Let's reevaluate the line.
I got a classified figure in the mail today. So I've seen people getting this in, and it was massively delayed. It's a Walmart exclusive, right?
Yep.
I think I was supposed to get it 6 months ago. I got it today.
Oh,
and
wow.
it was beautifully packaged.
You get
No
it from
bubble
Walmart?
mailer. Look at that. Look at that flat card. I kind of don't want to open it, but I don't keep these on card.
Yep.
Trying to see if I actually ever got mine.
Like a mint card is so rare with these things are so thin.
Yep.
But I think, of all the Snake Eyes, and I have like 4, this one might be my favorite.
I think he's my favorite, but I don't have a whole lot great to say about him in my review right now because
Mhm.
he's like Snake Eyes number 6. If we would have gotten him as Snake Eyes 1 or 2,
Mhm.
and he wasn't, he's basically we've got the body that's the Stalker body. He's being used
Yeah,
for
Stalker. Yeah.
Yep. We've got his Uzi like 6 times.
Mhm.
The head is being reused for the Desert Snake Eyes that's coming out later this year.
I'll never buy that.
I'll pick it up because I have a problem. But
Which
It would have to be $5 at Walmart for me to grab that.
one is this? What's the head on that one? The visor or the goggles?
it's the new goggles one.
Oh, I don't think I got that one yet.
Have they done the
only-
smoke grenades yet?
I don't think so. So the only new thing I think is the satchel, the smoke grenades, and the head sculpt. But his knife, his hand, his
Unless
weird
that-
1911. Well, yeah.
That's-
So that's the thing was we got the Alpha Commando Snake Eyes 2 years ago, which
Okay,
was
that's what this one is.
an updated version of the one that Ryan's got. So why do we need 7 Snake Eyes in the line?
Especially when the 7th one is the one that I really want.
Yeah, the 7th one is the one that
And that is
everyone
why.
I actually do like the one that came the 0000.
Yep.
I actually like the contrast of like the dark brown trousers.
Yep.
I know a lot
That'll
of
be 7 when I get that one, and the desert one will be 8.
excuse me, Drew. I was talking. You cut me off.
He's never going to come on your show again.
I'll let that one slide. I'm just kidding. Sorry, I can't keep a straight face. I try.
I love Ryan.
No,
Chronically says, "Guess this confirms Ryan doesn't like me."
No, I do like you. I just
As soon as he left, you came on.
hey, remember, it's only 3:30 for me. For you, it's 6:30. So you've been going since noon my time, right?
Yeah,
I got stuff to do during the day.
me
Like-
too.
Watch YouTube. Can't be watching YouTube.
We could have
Did
been in
you
the
get
comments.
Did you get the retro carded Crimson Guard or just the Snake Eyes?
Just Snake Eyes.
The Crimson Guard's awful. There was no reason to put him out.
I have no attachment to the Crimson Guard.
Well, he's not even Crimson anymore. He's Ketchup Red.
Yeah, I didn't
Ketchup
get
Red
the,
Guard.
but I didn't
did
get the
get that
regular
one.
release either. I just didn't want it.
Yep.
So
I got one in the mail the other day. I did forget about that. I did get that one.
Yep. The
I'll
Ketchup
tell you
Red
which one's
Guard.
cool is the Cobra Eel.
Oh, the eel's awesome. I love the eel. Is
I was not able to get that.
Figures.
You will. It'll be back on Amazon.
Okay, good. Because I do want it. It sold out really quick.
The harpoon gun is horrible.
Well,
The
it's
spear.
a Hasbro gun.
Huh?
It's a Hasbro weapon. so-
Right. I'm just saying. I mean, it's gummier than most.
Yeah,
I'll probably
mine
get
was
around to a
pretty
spear gun
bad.
eventually.
I doubt it. Maybe. If he does scuba guys, then maybe he will. Yeah.
George Aiken's saying, are they redoing the retro line in classified scale. They've been
Put out a couple.
slowly doing it.
Yep.
Hey, Scott said he's going to get it for me at Ollie's in 2 months. All right. The desert snake eyes, the Werther's original snake eyes.
Yep. No, the eel's a really nice figure. I mean, I only have a couple issues with him, and mostly it just stems from that weapon. And I have some trouble getting that helmet to fit right in his eye line. But
that's a challenge, especially if you want him to then look up. He doesn't look up too well, but just the look of him is really cool.
Yep. You know what's classified figure? Probably one of my favorite figures they put out is the Range Viper. I know everybody got theirs canceled, but
I had one. Yeah, I had one canceled, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't need it.
It's actually a phenomenal figure.
Why?
The amount of accessories he comes with he basically I feel like they would have charged a $34.99 price if they would have announced him a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean,
yep. You have an extra one?
Stuart says, I ended up going with the Fortnite Snake Eyes, just preferred the colors. Yeah, I like the Fortnite one if you take off the clownish grenades off of him.
But that thing was also like $40, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of expensive. It was
because of the box. Yeah.
I didn't realize it was going to be the same figures, just did a little different. But I liked it.
Yeah, the Range Viper, so everything he's got, he can hold on his body. He's got the grenade launcher that can plug into the bottom of the backpack. He's got that axe here. Side's got a holster right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ammo belt's removable. I mean, this gun's a little bent, not as bad as the second one I got, but in all things considered, it's not that bad. I just think it's one of the best figures that they've put out in terms of what you get for the money.
Is it a new body?
I think the torso is new. The legs are the classified legs.
Gotcha.
Newer classified legs. I mean, but for once, I felt like his hips. You know, a lot of they have the issues with the hips, but mine seem to be pretty good. They don't like to rotate on the actual ball socket. So, but
cool.
I was pleasantly surprised with this guy.
Yeah. So big gulps, huh? All right.
Now before you came in, we were talking about how they should market to kids again, because you used to have cartoons and stuff in the comics and commercials, but it's hard for kids to watch commercials nowadays with streaming.
Well, I mean, if my kid never sees commercials because I have YouTube Red and we don't have normal channels, so commercials aren't a thing,
right,
anymore.
So how do you market to kids a new like a G.I. Joe toy line, which is what we were talking about? Like if they were to do the 3 3/4 again with vehicles that for kids, not adults. I mean, adults will still buy them, obviously, but made specifically for kids. How would you market that to this day and age kid?
I don't know. I think you'd have to lean farther into the fantastical elements of G.I. Joe, the sci-fi and didn't they introduce magic at some point? Wasn't there like a magical character in G.I. Joe? I think they'd have to lean into that kind of stuff.
Weird. Huh? Creating Serpentor was created from the DNA of all these dead guys, and
yeah, that was like more sci-fi, but
yeah,
I think they have to lean into that, and they have to support it with media. You have to have a kids show, a cartoon like we did in the 80s.
Right.
And it has to be good. Like people always make the excuse when I say something sucks. They're like, "Oh, well, it's for kids." I'm like, "Well, then kids don't like it either because kids aren't stupid." You know?
Well, they also, you can market a Thundercats cartoon in the 80s and have them look awesome and amazing and sell a toy because the kids want to play with that. But you can't do it with a little, what do they call that, college comedy lazy cartooning that they do now for Cartoon Network.
It's
What is that? Thundercats Roar. You can't
and
make
look,
a toy line for that.
and exactly, like my kid has never been interested in that. I've never held it from him. He can watch it if he wants. You know what his two favorite cartoons are? His like go-tos? The 90s Spider-Man and Batman the Animated Series or Transformers. He loves those.
I knew your kid was awesome.
But I don't push it. He likes, Ben 10, which is 20 years old at this point. But he's not going for the weirdo Thundercats Roar crap. I don't know any kids that watch that stuff.
No, that's for the college student that likes weird stuff. I don't know. I'll see a bunch of them at Dragon Con.
Their first mistake was going to college.
Isn't that the truth?
Amen.
What I was saying before you hopped on is I think part of the thing is you need to have something on store shelves for them to see. I mean, just walking down and see something cool. I mean, you don't have anything like that. That's, when I was a kid.
The only thing I can think of that would have appealed to me, I mean, I don't know. I think Black Series and Classified and Legends would have appealed to me as a kid. But nowadays, I think that Star Wars, is it Mission Fleet with the little like 2-inch figures and the vehicles?
Yeah, I think so.
Those are really cool. I think if my son was younger, he would have been into that.
Yep.
That's the Micro Machine style.
Well, they're a little bigger.
More like they're almost like a mask scale.
Yeah, they're like 5 feet away.
I got you. Yeah, I didn't get any of those.
Yeah, me neither. But I would imagine I would have really been into that as a kid. Like as if it was Mask, but Star Wars. Also, younger kids, my kid loved Imaginext. He had a ton of the play sets, vehicles, the figures. Imaginext is an awesome line. I don't know if it's still around. It might be.
That Mission Fleet's the figures are kind of similar to the Imaginext figures, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a lot smaller, they're more in real world proportion.
Yeah.
They're not totally real world. They're very cartoonish, but not as they're not pushed as far as Imaginext.
Yep.
And then of course Lego. Lego still captures kids. So I don't like hearing people say, "Oh, well, kids don't like toys anymore." No, they're just not sold toys anymore. We are.
Yep.
Right? The Lego kids love Lego. That's why they're the biggest toy brand in the world, probably. Right?
Because you can create a playset.
Yeah. Well, and you play with them. There's little figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, you walk down the Lego aisle at any store, even a store that's not very busy. There's always going to be some kid looking there and saying, "Wow, that's so cool!" That look at the new Star Wars Lego set, or look at the new Lego City police station that's out. Lego knows how to brand its product. I think that their boxes are very attractive. They draw your eye to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's no wonder why
really
kids
getting people with the especially Star Wars, the specialty scenes, build a scene. I'm like, you're paying more because it's a scene?
Yeah.
Still the same amount of Legos.
Lego also innovates, and they've made some missteps. They almost went bankrupt over an action figure line they did in the 90s, but their Mario line, Super Mario line, is awesome, right? Like Hasbro wants to lean more into digital content, video games and stuff, right? Like that was the article that Clownfish TV did a video on.
Yeah, we talked about that 2 hours ago.
Look what Lego did. They took Super Mario and they brought the game into physical play, right?
Yep.
So you build a level and you have your Mario or Luigi figure and you play the level that you just built.
It's very creative.
It's awesome. Like my kid has a million sets and he'll set them up, and I don't know. Lego is the way forward. They're doing it right as far as keeping kids interested in toys. Hasbro, Mattel really aren't. They're just selling to guys like us.
Yep. I mean, Lego, like with that Mario set, they're constantly putting out. I think they just announced. I think there's some Donkey Kong Country themed sets coming out for that line.
That's cool.
Now.
That's cool.
So, I mean, they've got all this new stuff that they can add in. They're not putting out the 7th version of the basic Mario.
And it helps that movie was so successful.
Yep.
Yeah. Stuart, how many toy lines are in a kid's pocket money price range? I mean, I don't know how much kids are carrying around as far as money goes. My kid always seems to have money because of my parents, but I mean, yeah, Legos are
Kids with
expensive.
good
Legos were
grandparents.
expensive when I was a kid. I still managed to get some,
He has a lot of money sending you super chats. AKA, you're just giving YouTube money for no reason.
That's just
Yeah,
the money he gets from the memberships now. That goes right back to super chats.
I don't give him any money, just so you know. The Lego packaging is attractive.
That's he gets you to buy him awesome figures, and then he just pawns them for a higher price.
Jeremy does?
No, your kid.
Oh.
It's like, can I have that rare Valaverse figure? Sure, I'll get you one. Hey, where is it? Oh, it's somewhere.
It's a little sad. He's never wanted a Valaverse figure.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean, look, Bobby's not
That's
making
nice
them for
guy.
kids. He's making them for guys like us. So
That is true.
We had a housewarming thing today, and my young nephews are over, and he came down and looked at my stuff, and he was just like enthralled with the Swarm Troop. He's like, "These are the coolest things I've ever seen."
yeah, they are cool. I mean, he can appreciate them, but
Yep. Well, Bobby needs to put out that 10-inch kid line for Swarm Troopers.
my kid's 13. I don't know. I think he would need media to support it. Say with Action
Like
Force.
a video game or something.
A video game, a cartoon. I mean, comics are fine, but it's hard to get kids to read comics nowadays. I've tried.
They're hard to read comics nowadays.
Yeah, no kidding. I saw them too the other day.
I mean, you get the ones that you do want to read or take a year and a half to come out the next issue.
This one was only a year. I haven't read.
I haven't got Wreck Planet.
You still haven't got Wrecked Planet? Jeez. I'll tell you this, it's worth the wait. I got mine earlier this year. But I didn't get my box yet. So I ordered a single issue for some reason. But I haven't got my.
That's probably why you got it.
Yeah.
Because I got the Salamandroid and the Death Sting Salamandroid. Yeah. I got the CDC and that, and I think he was waiting for those
Death
orders.
Sting. Yeah.
Much like the action figures, I've gotten 2 Cyberfrogs, but my main orders of Cyberfrog figures are waiting on Heather Swain, which he says he's got now. So hopefully, we'll be coming.
You should get them pretty soon then. It's a lot of orders.
And I'm hoping the Mars Industry Airwolf is coming soon. The last post he made was in April, and it was like Kickstarter orders are coming out in August. We'll start shipping in August, but I haven't heard anything in a while.
When was he on Michael's channel?
It was around that time. It was like right before that. I mean, I'm patient, and I trust that everything's good. I want it to be the best product it can be, so I'm happy to wait. But I am hoping to get it too, because it looked awesome. Don't tell me you got that too. Oh my God. It's actually real.
Mark II Design made this.
So did he?
I thought it was a digital render. I showed it on here earlier.
So he actually printed it into the potato, or
no? The whole thing is printed.
The potato too.
Yeah, you know how most Mr. Potato Heads have like a but they have a button door. You can put the pieces in.
Right.
This one just has a butt.
Just a butt.
That's how you know it's not a real Mr. Potato Head. It's not the face on the front.
Where's the pants?
It's the butt crack.
The
Mr.
laser
Potato Head
pants.
doesn't wear pants.
Yeah, potatoes don't wear pants.
But it's called Laserpants.
See, I guess I thought from the
potato.
picture he had just made it, and then it would peg in like a normal Mr. Potato Head would in the eye socket.
Mm-mm. This is all one piece there.
Okay, that is pretty cool.
It's really unsettling.
That joke has just run.
Oh, it's out of control.
Well,
it's almost like the Bratz car. Like people still mentioned the Bratz car, and I'm kind of like,
At least it's not like overkill now.
yeah,
Well, Ninja,
Before
I
it
think
was
really.
like, hey, remember that video you played 2 seconds ago? Play it again.
yeah.
Well, I think Ninja really solidified your white potato when he put that in that video right after you announced that.
He did. Yeah, I didn't back the Airwolf copter. Jeremy
I
Kerr's
did.
talking about it. He wished he would have.
Well, you don't buy anything in 1/18th anymore, really, do you, Ryan?
No, only Desert Rat.
Well, I'm guessing he's had some cancellations on orders, so it's possible he'll have extras after he starts putting them out.
Is he printing these things in his garage?
I have no idea.
Oh, gotcha.
I watched Michael's video years ago.
Yeah.
And I thought it was pretty awesome looking, and so I backed it, giving it a chance. And
Well, it's too bad it went that way, the way it has. Just because it's put me off on promoting 3D printed stuff.
yeah,
Except for Mark II Design, because I know he's legit and he's proven himself.
yeah, I'd really like to. I want to add. I'm hoping he has my face scan still on file. I would love for him to make a version of it with like the head shaved down to where I could put Indiana Jones's hat on it and put it on an Indiana Jones body. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah, if he's at Joe Fest next year and he's still doing it, I'm definitely going to do it.
Totally worth it.
I got about 4 minutes left, guys, and I'm gonna take off because
I'm going
You're
to
going live here in an hour, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to do some things too. Wife's coming home at some point, and I gotta go see her. So it might be either I'll be in the chat or I'll be late to the chat.
So it's just you and Ninja tonight, then? Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why there's no 3POA branding on it.
It'll still be fun.
Yeah.
I was gonna invite
I
him
hope
on
so.
here. I was gonna invite him on here, but every time
It'll be fine, I guess.
I don't think Ninja checks his DMs very often.
He doesn't.
Well, he's only on Instagram.
That's where I talk to him.
Okay.
Well, lack of talk to him. I send him messages. He goes, I don't want to deal with that one. I think I'm vetted. Like, nah. Oh, I didn't see it.
They love my wife, so she'd probably have a better chance of messaging them than I would. So Zoe would just message, find my figures, and she'd tell Ninja to respond.
Yeah. Anyway, well, guys, this was fun. Glad you got to come in here the last few minutes.
Yeah, somehow I still made it for like almost 2 hours, and I joined 2 hours late.
Hey, I had the house to myself today, so I was just chilling. I had nothing to really talk about. Just wanted to hang with whoever wanted to come on. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, thanks, Ryan, for ruining the moment.
You're welcome. Big gulps, huh?
Ah.
All right. Oh, you got one too. You went to Jimmy John's.
Yes.
Fast.
Jimmy John's is okay.
I like the number 11.
What's the place that's better?
Most of them.
No, it's because Subway sucks. No one likes that, right? At least I don't.
I hate the bread exhaust. When you walk out of the room, you smell like the bread, but it smells more like BO than bread.
Because they're just pumping it in there.
Yeah.
Pumping that smell in there.
God, I hate it.
Who makes the sandwiches?
Is it Jersey Mike's?
Yes, that's the one. They're good. I like Jersey Mike's.
They're good. They're a little more expensive, but they are good.
Yeah, Jimmy John's is good. Sometimes I just want something pretty plain, and I'll just go there and, feeling kind of bland.
Yeah.
It's my bland
You're
meal.
giving up on lunch and you need something. You go to Jimmy John's.
You just need some protein in your body.
You want air and meat. Go to Jimmy John's.
Air and meat.
Anyway, yeah, Firehouse is great too. I do like Firehouse. I used to not like it, but I do like it now. Guess
Drew used to hate firefighters, but now he likes them.
On that note, yeah, I guess I will end the stream and then so you can get ready for yours. All right.
Finger gun out.
Before I leave though, I need to do the due diligence of going. Where can they find you, Embargo?
Oh yeah, I actually have a channel that has content on it now. It's Embargo97. I've got a couple Valaverse things on there. Working on a classified video now, so hopefully that'll be out in the next week or so. I'm trying to get a little better set up for recording. So yeah, that's basically it. That's my YouTube.
It's been fun watching them.
Yep.
And well, that's it. Let's go.
Later.
And Laserpants, I don't need to. You don't even need to say where you're going. Everyone knows where the 3POA is.
If you say so.
But just
you
in
have,
case
you
that
have
one guy.
4.5 million subscribers.
Yeah, can I have a couple?
Yeah, no. I need all 4.5 million.
I
didn't show you the other one I made. I put a negative sign in front of his 58,000 subs. So
After that Big
50
Ben video.
Huh?
After that Big Ben video, he might be there. Piss a lot of people off.
Did it really?
I don't know. I'm sure it'll piss some people off.
It'll piss the right people off.
Everyone gets pissed off. Who cares?
You know, the thing is, I still want that figure.
I'll buy it.
Yeah. I don't get why that video would piss anyone off. It's so silly, but whatever.
I have him. I mean, he brings up valid points.
Sure. Yeah.
Critiquing what we love. And that's where you find Laserpants. POA. Who's got a show in 1 hour.
59 minutes, yeah.
59 minutes with
58.
Articulated Ninja. So the 7 people still watching, go watch.
One of them's me, so really there's only 6.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well,
good job, Drew. Bring in the crowd.
One day.
All right.
Hey, last stream was my biggest stream ever, but I had Tony and Michael and Scuba and Embargo.
So I guess my kid was watching that.
Yeah.
I was at PowerCon, right?
Yeah, he came in the chat.
I still haven't seen that part. If you give me a time, I don't want to sit through all 4 hours, I'll be honest.
If I can't remember. It was far into it.
We were like 2.5 hours in at that point.
That's awesome. Little bastard.
Yeah. But anyway.
All right. I gotta go. Bye, everyone.
See y'all.